Oh, you missed it, dude.
What did I miss?
I thought you were gonna run your intro.
You mean like drop that shit?
There we go.
Oh yeah.
Did you do that intentionally, or did you forget to hit the intro?
Man, I don't ever forget anything.
Whatever, dude. All right, so let's clear the air first off. The outfit, this was not planned.
For everyone that's watching now, I told him, you're at home, you need to go change. I'm at my office. I have no extra shirts with me. So he wanted a twinsy. It's all good. I'm good with it. He looks amazing.
Look, it's got the matching hat.
I know. Like you look amazing. So
thanks, man. I'll be honest, I was hoping that you were gonna be wearing an MSM shirt, then I was gonna be wearing a BHRC shirt. I thought that would have been cool.
I didn't, because I thought you were gonna be wearing an MSM shirt, and I thought that would be weird.
I mean, no, dude, that'd be cool. Now instead, we're weird because we're wearing the exact same thing, and it looks like we color coordinated.
So it's not cool because I'm not wearing MSM with you?
Oh no, it's fine. we're good. Hey, can I get some shout outs real quick? Because I got to shout out some people on the chat.
Heck yeah.
There's a lot of people in the chat. I can't see how many people are on.
I can't either. Robert, producer Robert, who's on?
We got a producer, guys. Oh.
I see 49 people watching.
49.
Oh, nice. So yeah, I gotta give a shout out to Kevin Purvis. Kevin Purvis is like the first one on. Super cool guy. A huge supporter. Rick Hayes, Sean Mann. I wrote him down. Barry's on. Barry Rowe. Big shout out to Barry. Roach RC, Eric Lundeval. All you guys. Thanks for all the support. Art Hoffer, what's up, man? Gotta give shout outs, man. Jeff Simmons, what's going on? Robert Netzel, another big supporter.
There's a lot of posts just keep coming through, getting some congrats on your 100K, which was huge.
Thank you.
Stoked for you. You've worked hard for that, so definitely deserve it. Hey, one thing I want to preface, because there's probably a good amount of people that are going to be watching this stream, our little live show we got going on tonight, that Wheel and Trigger is a little bit less conservative than most podcasts or YouTube channels. So I do apologize in advance if I offend you or say something derogatory like fuck or fuck. Because it's really, I'm going to say it more than that, and it's not intentional. That was. But I just want you to know, my show, what we do here is a little bit different. So we welcome everybody here. This is the Wheel and Trigger podcast. This is the very first live show that we're doing. We're going to try and do about one a month. Couldn't have asked for a better guest to join me for our first live show. Mark Santa Maria in the house.
Yes, thank you.
So, this show is going to be, it's a little off the cuff because, no matter how many notes I take and you take, and no matter what we think, things are going to go a little bit differently because we have plans on trying to interact with people. And just the conversation could be totally different than what our normal in-studio conversations are probably like. So just kind of a little bit of a precursor to what you're about to see. And
that's actually why I came on the show. There's this song by one of the artists I listen to, and anyways, at the very beginning he goes, every once in a while people take your kindness for weakness, but every once in a while you got to blow their motherfucking faces off. Like, I don't want to do all that on my channel, like and your channel is perfect to do it on. So I was like, this is gonna be a perfect time. A lot of guys are wanting me to vent about the whole Traxxas thing. I was gonna talk about that, but that's not all we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about a lot because we got a very unique crowd today. We have bashers and racers that are watching Wheel and Trigger podcast, which is freaking awesome, dude. Absolutely. And we offended Lucas already.
He's easy to offend. He is, for those of you who don't know Lucas, he does not know how to party. He's very easily offended. Right now, he's probably crying in his tighty whities, sitting on his couch, wishing that he was sitting in Mark's chair.
Man, I like Lucas, dude. Every time I go in the Beach RC trailer, he gives me everything for free.
Yeah, that's why I like him too.
I'm just joking.
He's my right-hand man, and I'm pretty sure he's given just about every single person I know something free. So
Dude, that is too funny. Man, the chat's going off. I'm trying not to look at the chat. I'm not going to do it.
And I'm not either. I'm going to do just a couple quick yos because it's, they actually said my name. What's up, Marlo Bright? We got Keenan from the No Name RC podcast is in the house right now. Obviously, you said Roach RC. There's a lot of our followers and a lot of people I don't know, which is awesome. Hopefully, we can expose them to our podcast, which is completely different than how you approach your stuff. Because I assume, being a YouTube influencer like you are, like your schedule and your style and what you're trying to do is way different than what I and most of the RC quote unquote podcasters or YouTubers do. So what is it that really makes you just tick? What is it that makes you want to do videos 5 days a week or more? And what is it that makes you want to just keep on grinding?
Honestly, dude, I've actually tried. When I try to take time off, I don't. And this is what happens. So let's say I'm like, all right, tomorrow I'm not going to do anything not podcast, but YouTube related. I'm not going to record. I'm just going to hang out. And I'm like, you know what? Since I have time, I'm going to go work on this vendetta that I've been trying to get to go to 100 miles an hour. I was like, well, if I'm going to do that, I got to at least share the fun, and I'll literally start recording again. Like my weekends are all I'll want to do something fun. And anytime I do something fun, I want to capture it and share it. So that's kind of it doesn't take much to be motivated to do what I do. It is hard. It is hard to be motivated to edit. Editing kind of sucks, but my day is actually pretty brutal. I usually wake up early. I try to work out in the mornings. I won't say I work out every morning, but I'll try to work out in the mornings. I'll work out and I'll start work. I usually wake up 5:30. I'll start work at 7, 8 o'clock. And then I'll work till about 5. And then usually I'm hanging out with my boys. We have dinner. And then I'm either recording and editing until about midnight. That's literally how almost every day goes for me. And then when it goes into the weekend, that's when I do a lot of my recording, because that's when I'm doing all the stuff I like to do. But it's not hard to stay motivated because everything I do, I really, really enjoy. Even my other YouTube channel, it's stuff that we travel. We travel and play at the casino. So long you find what you like to do, it's not really going to work. You pretty much just wake up and play every day.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense.
It's not hard. But one thing is so my channel is very, very family friendly, right? And a lot of times, again, I said that quote about, a lot of people take it kind of sweet. A lot of people don't know who I am. And dude, sometimes it's hard, and you probably get this. And anyone who's actually put stuff out, there's these haters that just kind of eventually get to you. And dude, sometimes I just want to let loose and just freaking go off. So I think this is the perfect platform. So if I start saying some stuff that might offend guys, you guys got to remember, I wasn't a dad. When you become a father, you really, I don't want to say you get soft, but you really change perspective, right? You're trying to set an example. But before that, I would have just been thrown down with every guy who was talking shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that part of me. And my boys always do that too. They're like, Dad, you're not mean. I'm like, no, I'm not mean, because I'm not mean to my boys. Well, there's some comments. I think there was one comment who said, that I obviously hate my kids. I'm like, dude, my kids are my best friend. I hang out with my boys. My kids, my youngest or my oldest son, he actually told me, he goes, Dad, I actually look at you as a friend, like a best friend. I don't look at you. I look at Mom as an authoritative figure. I was like, what am I supposed to be? We're truly friends. And those kind of comments, I think it's so funny when people can have such strong judgment and not even freaking know me. You know what I'm saying? It drives me freaking nuts. So if I start to hear stuff and I start to see stuff that trigger me, I'm just going to let it out, because I got to let it out at some point. And I don't want to let it out on my channel, because there might be someone that, is just getting into the hobby that, they're watching with their dad. And I don't want to set that precedence. I definitely don't want to be that representative of the hobby. And I hold a big responsibility that I am kind of the face of the racing community when it comes to the bashers and the people coming in. And I don't want to do that. So I'm really tame on my channel, but it's not always like that. And you guys who've known me know that. So
yeah, I mean, so that's one of the reasons why we started the podcast. That's why Wheel and Trigger was formed. It was to try and get the people that we see and listen and watch and wish that we could be around, or, you know, in the industry, the top pros, the industry professionals, the YouTubers, anyone that's doing anything that's to do with RC, and learn more about their actual life, not just their, you know, we all know what Mark Santa Maria does. We all know what, you know, Dakota Finn does at, you know, at the track. That's like what we know them by. But what don't we know, you know, and at what we've been finding out through all these podcasts and these sit downs with these people and these racers and industry professionals is they're just like us.
Oh yeah.
They're human. They work. They you know, they have other hobbies. They have, you know, family, and they've gone through trials and tribulations, or they've, you know, like when Kyle Neary was telling us about his story, you know, just about flying private jets from country to country with some of the biggest EDM stars in the world, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, but those are the things like most of us would never know. And, you know, so to be yourself on this show is really the only rule. So
Yeah,
anybody
and
that
I will
doesn't
be.
like it, that's, you know, I'm offended by them being offended.
So obviously, if you guys don't know, I had a podcast. I was one of the, I would say, Bobby will argue, I was one of the first RC racing podcasts out there with On the Tone. I'll say one of, because Loop is Live was also early in there. But it was, I've interviewed a lot of like top pros. It is so hard to get them out of their politically correct mode. And it's a little different for them, right? Because that truly is their job, their livelihood. They don't want to misrepresent their company. For me, I do this 100% for fun. My only boss is myself, my day job, obviously, but that's nothing related to this RC stuff. So, like, I have no problem with just letting it out and being who I am, because it is what it is, you know. No one's paying me except for myself.
Right. And that's important. I mean, I think being yourself is the most important thing you can do in life anyways. Just be authentic and, you know, not worry about what other people think or say. It's hard to do, but it's very important for self-preservation, confidence, everything. Just, you got to be yourself, and you got to own it, and you got to love it. And, you know, you're not going to make everybody happy. You know, it's very easy to piss people off today.
My God, so easy, dude.
I'm sure we'll piss a few people off, because I look at I'm really interested in digging into your thoughts on this whole Traxxas thing. So I don't want to wait, to be honest with you. I think
Okay.
I think if we wait too long, I might have too many Coors Lights, and that might turn into
See,
a mess.
the thing is, if we wait longer, I'll have 2 drinks.
I'm good. Okay.
I'm just,
No,
we'll go
let's,
straight into it, because a lot of people want to hear about that. So if you guys don't know about the whole Traxxas situation, essentially what happened is they basically released a whole bunch of cease and desist letters to a lot of the small aftermarket manufacturers. And when they release a cease and desist, what it is you're supposed to stop doing what you're doing. But what happened was a cease and desist got released to the web hosts and things like that, and their websites were just taken down. So they woke up, these guys that have, you know, depend on their livelihood of these websites. I mean, Brent knows. Brent, what would you do if tomorrow Beach RC was gone? Just stop.
fucking burn something down.
Exactly. Like,
I'll tell you that right now.
I totally get that. And that's actually what happened to some of these aftermarket companies who were selling Traxxas parts. So when it all happened, there was a big push with don't support Traxxas anymore. Don't do this. Don't do this. And people were looking at me to speak on it, because I do a lot of stuff about Traxxas. There's one thing that everyone has to understand. I tell everybody when they ask me what kind of car to drive, what kind of car should you drive? What should I drive? I always say, drive what your local hobby shop supports, because that you'll have the most support. You'll be able to get parts or whatever. Traxxas is my local hobby shop. Like, it's literally the closest hobby shop to me. And obviously they have everything there. I'm obviously going to support Traxxas. I'm going to do a lot of Traxxas stuff because it is my local hobby shop. But a lot of people want me to stand against them. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. So one thing, and me, Brent, you and I have had this conversation. I will never, ever judge someone based on what someone else has told me. I'll never, if you could talk crap about someone all you want, Brent, but unless they did me wrong, I'm not going to judge them on anything. I'll always wait for me to be judged myself. Traxxas has never done me wrong. They haven't done anything wrong to me. And a lot of, on the contrary, a lot of times they're actually extremely nice to me. They supported my Spec/Racing series. They let me host my summer camp out of there. Of course, I'm not gonna like. They haven't done anything wrong. As of right now, we're on really good working terms. And for me to sit there and take a stance against them because of what something happened to someone else it's hard for me to do. I'm not dismissing what everyone I'm not dismissing what the other people have gone through. Like Tony with CCXRC, he went through a lot. I felt for him. Like I felt bad, but I could tell you that Tony's a cool guy. He's not expecting me to say no more Traxxas. He even told me, he says, I'll just watch Traxxas from Mark Santamaria's channel. But it's like the basically the moral of the story is you have to have your own opinion on things. There's two sides to every story. In this case, my honest to God opinion about this whole thing, I think it was handled wrong in regards to, I think they were a little too abrasive with taking the sites down. But I also don't think that was all Traxxas's fault. Traxxas has, they even said it. They actually released, and I'll post it on my page. They released something about addressing all this, but they have third-party companies who literally look for these infractions to happen. And when I contacted them, and I live over here. I have a lot of friends that work there. They had no clue that this was happening. It wasn't like Traxxas was sitting in a room saying, I want that guy to go down. I want that guy to go down. They weren't doing that. They were like, we didn't even know this happened. So there's two sides to every story. But I will say what is wrong and what I won't do, and then I will call out on some people is this really bothers me, is like when people try to promote things, and Traxxas should get mad at this, and they'll say stuff like, this is not a Traxxas Slash, and then promote another vehicle. Like that is 100%, like you should know that's common sense. That's unethical. Like so long you act with ethics, like good ethics, I don't think you have a problem. And I've seen a YouTuber recently post about basically using this whole Traxxas issue as kind of clickbait and then promote another car. Like if I were Traxxas, even me, it's almost like I want to tell on him. I don't, because I'm not a snitch. But even me, I'm like, dude, that's messed up. Like using someone else's name to promote another car is jacked up. Sorry.
So basically, don't do. Basically, you're saying it's not ethical or it's not cool to do a video or do a review or show a picture on something that might be Traxxas and then clickbaiting them into selling an Arma or selling a Red Cat or whatever.
People have done that. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
that's just cheap clicks, man. That's doing it the easy way.
And I can tell you, and you can do this research yourselves at home, guys. Traxxas videos do way better than any other video. It is what it is. Yeah. And I joke around about it all the time. I can travel out to PNB, I can travel out to Sick, Wicked Weekend, Silver State, spend all this money, do all these cool things, and get twice as many views just driving my X-Max in my backyard and running it through dog shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just works. So people, I do think that there are some YouTubers out there that abuse that. I don't like that. I think that's messed up. But my whole point of that is so long you act with ethics, and I don't think anyone did these things intentionally. They weren't aware of what they were doing wrong. And again, I don't think it was handled the best. I think they could have been a little bit more strategic. Maybe that third-party company could say that they were about to address this and been a little more strategic on how they rolled out these cease and desist and took these sites down. But I can tell you right now, if they knew what Traxxas was trying to convey to them, they wouldn't have any problem. This wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah.
But for anyone to think that I'm just going to take a hard stance and say, just stay against Traxxas, I can't do it. They didn't do anything wrong to me. And they did some things that could have been handled different, but I don't think that's not where I stand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's just be honest. Traxxas is the 800-pound gorilla in the room. I mean, they are so strong as one brand. I mean, arguably, they're strong enough as one brand to take on Horizon and A-Main. They're so strong they don't need them. They pulled their stuff from their distribution. They're a great brand. I mean, I love Traxxas as a brand, as a hobby shop owner. They take care of us. They have been changing their practices lately. There are some things that I'm not excited about.
Are you going to talk about those? Because I'll address those too, because I do agree with you on that one. Well, and that affected me also.
So
go ahead.
For people that don't know, they just started in the last few vehicle releases, TRX4M, the new High Trail Ford. I think those are the first two, but I assume that it's just going to be like this moving forward. And they've made it to where shops like myself cannot sell them online. Only Traxxas can sell them online, and we only sell direct to our customers, which it's a double-edged sword. And this is why I'm bummed, because for the past 10 years, we've worked very hard at securing customers and acquiring customers around the country. I started my website within 2 months, 3 months of opening the store. So literally my whole goal was to have a great website and a great store from the day I opened up. So for 10 years, we've been building up a customer and a clientele base, not just in our store, but online. We spent a lot of money doing it. We've worked very hard to taking care of our customers, and arguably our return rates and our customer service rates with these other big companies is very minimal, probably compared to a lot of other people, because we take care of our people in-house, and every now and then we'll utilize, the help from these other big brands. But for them to say that we can't sell online because they're taking that away from us, they're taking that ability, and then Traxxas basically said, if you're not in an area, a customer is not in an area of a hobby shop that they can drive to, then they need to order it directly from Traxxas.com.
Well, let me play devil's advocate real quick. Let's say you didn't have an online presence. Would you like that move by Traxxas?
I've always been impartial. I'm not a hater to websites. I'm not a hater to brick and mortar. I've always thought from the day I opened up that forward thinking was I need a website. I want to compete with online. So I think if you're not kind of transforming your business model into the modern times, then you're not doing what's right for your business right now. I mean, that's how I think. And it wouldn't bother me if I was a brick and mortar and they said that people could sell the stuff online. Not everybody has stuff all the time.
Would you appreciate the fact that they
you can allow? Of course.
So
I appreciate Traxxas for a lot of things they do, not just this. Like they're very they help us. They raise their prices on the website. If you're going to order from Traxxas, you're going to pay more than you pay from me or anybody.
Yeah.
Because they want you to buy from the hobby shops.
Yep.
But I don't know if they took into consideration the amount of money that we've put into acquiring these customers and to get them to buy from us and like us for our service, our stock, our inventory, and
I think you're a rare case, though. A rare case that has a big brick and mortar and an online shop. Like I think
maybe they should let me sell it then, and not everybody else.
I honestly, you were kind of in this mega gray area. So for me, it was by not. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, yeah, they basically, the TRX4M was one of the biggest ones where they don't let anyone sell online. Like you can't go buy a TRX4M online. You can only buy it your brick and mortar. The reason why I say that affects me, one of my biggest revenue streams is affiliate sales. I can't sell anything because all my stuff is through online. It was a direct hit on me. However, I appreciated what they were trying to do, which is keep the brick and mortars open, because brick and mortars are dying.
Yeah.
And it's hard to be a brick and mortar.
But I go back to, and I'm not saying it's easy, because Lord knows it's not easy, but no matter what business you're in, you have to be a forward thinker. You can't just think that people are going to come to you because you have a hobby shop. And
Right.
That was the reason I started my website. I was like, I want customers all over the country, because you can only get so many people to come through your door. We're in Myrtle Beach. There's literally 30,000 permanent residents, compared to being in like Houston at Mike's Hobby Shop, where there's 3 million people in Houston or something, right?
Yeah.
We don't get that many people to walk through our doors. We don't have the opportunity to advertise to that many people. We have to sell online to get volume, to sell more. I mean, that was our business model. And it's not easy, but people can change. Like, you can start up a website and you can put your stuff on the website if you're willing to do the work. And not everyone's willing to take on that work, and it's fine. There's no problem with it. You're not a bad store if you don't have a website. Period.
It's a lot of work for sure to host a website.
Tons. Tons.
You pretty much, it's almost a second business. It actually is a second. It's like a second business, like making your business two different things. It's crazy. So yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I think you're 100% right. I mean, you nailed it on your head, and your thinking is perfect. Like, even luckily for me, my business, it's worldwide because it's YouTube, but even your business is worldwide, but you have to broaden your market because it will only grow so big if you're a brick and mortar, obviously.
Right. And then also, if you really want to sell stuff, you have to have inventory, and having inventory is not cheap. Right. So that's one of the things like we took pride in is we have stuff that people around the country don't even have. You know what I mean? So you bring in stuff other people could sell out, and we got so much of it, or we were the last place people looked for it, and we'll end up with stuff that nobody in the country has, not even the manufacturer, because they're waiting on it to be remade.
Right.
And it's we've worked real hard to become that place that people can depend on, and we've built a pretty good cult following, and in our own way, you named MSM the MSM Nation. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I beat you to that with Beach Nation. But we built this group, this Beach Nation, this following of people that, when we show up at a track with the White Whale and Lucas, or if we're doing videos, or if we're just racing, or just selling online, or having a sale, or our Facebook, we're cheeky. We don't take things too serious. We're not corporate. We like to have fun. And I think that resonated over the years and has got us, pretty far. But
I'll say my favorite thing about your model, Brent, and just the way you guys operate is you're in it for the community. You're not like, just initially you would think, you being Beach RC, I'm sponsored by ProTech, I do a lot of stuff with A-Main, that you would be like, no, we don't want to deal with Mark. But me and you become really good friends. That was never the problem. You were just like, hey, obviously there's room for both of us. Let's just work together. And I really like how you guys don't look at what brand you're running or who you're representing. And even with RC Box Club, obviously, if you guys don't know, we're the owners of RC Box Club. Like, whenever I talk about, hey, we should throw some A-Main stuff, and you're like, yeah, let's do it. Right. Like, you're working together. And I think we need more of the shops, manufacturers working together, because there's room for everybody.
Yeah, 100%. So it's my take on the Traxxas thing is pretty simple. If you manufacture something that broke a patent, that's on you. You shouldn't have done it. If you have a website that sells something that broke a patent, to me, that's kind of a crappy way to go down.
It was a verbiage thing.
It's a verbiage thing.
So it was like, if, like, let's say I had, these widgets, I can't say Traxxas widgets. I have to say these widgets are for the Traxxas blah blah blah, or Beach RC widgets for Traxxas blah blah. You can't make it look like the brand is Traxxas.
Right.
That's what they're thinking. They're not saying you can't do it. And in regards to like aftermarket parts, obviously there are people who make aftermarket parts all day. They're not trying to attack aftermarket part companies. They just don't want anyone to represent as Traxxas. And I'm getting that not from them telling me, that's what that it says on their website, which I'll put a link on it. But that's what it was. It was a verbiage thing.
I've got that link right here that I'm going to drop in the chat for anybody.
You have the link? The Traxxas.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they're trademark guidelines. That's what it is.
Yeah. So, I agree. And you can't be shady, and you got to do things right. And, if you do it wrong, expect, what do they say? FAFO. Fuck around, find out.
Yeah.
So
exactly. It's a graph. The line goes like this. The more you fuck around, the more you find out. I
love that video. That's one of the greatest. That and the Crazy Hot Matrix are two of the best YouTube videos ever made.
I debated on, actually, I think I have shown my 13-year-old that Crazy Hot Matrix video.
My wife is named Tiffany, and you know where that is on the Crazy Hot Matrix?
It's on the crazy. It's
at the top of crazy.
it's the Tiffany's and all your hairdressers.
Yeah, I love my wife, man.
So those are the ones that get your tires slashed and all different types of.
Oh man, she's definitely she's crazy hot. That's all I can say.
But yeah, the Traxxas thing, I think it blew up because of how it was handled, and I won't say that it was handled the best. I'll say that it could have been handled better. And I feel for the guys who had their website taken down. Like I would lose it if my YouTube channel went away, like just randomly went away, and it happens.
Can you imagine if RC Box Global got took down?
But I tell my wife this. I tell my wife that, dude. don't even say it. That's only happened like 2 or 3 times. But I tell my wife this all the time, and I tell my kids this, and a lot of times, and I've been through this before. Like the analogy I'll use is like when you get laid off, a lot of times you're in the dumps. You're feeling like it's over. Like people put so much value on the job that you have, but the value isn't in the job that you have. It's your ability to make the money. It's what you do. So if that happened to me, I would be mega bummed. It would be really bad, but I haven't lost the value, and my value is that I can make videos. So I would just make videos and start over again. It would be hard, but that's what I say that like it's easy. It's not easy. But that's kind of the mentality you got to take when those things happen, because you can't control those things when they happen.
No.
So
no. Yeah, it's tough. And as far as basically the last thing I'll say about Traxxas thing is people that are bashing it are either mega fans of someone that got taken down or in trouble for it, or didn't like Traxxas to begin with. The third party situation is tough because it's not somebody within the company with the company's best interest. It's a paid, hired hand, and they're doing what they think their job is without really knowing exactly the repercussions. I would say almost like the Bud Light situation. I'm assuming something similar, but the people might not know this about Traxxas. Also, they have a third party map pricing people as well.
Yeah, and call out. Yep.
Randomly, not regularly, but every so often, we miss a product that a map price went up maybe a penny. Like we might sell it for $5.99 and they went up on map to $6. This is no BS.
And they'll get you for that?
Well, they have to, because the map pricing is $6.
But they let you know. They don't take you down.
No. They don't take you down. They give you like 3 days. Well, what happens is if you don't abide by their ruling on it,
Oh, did I lose you? I can't hear you anymore. I can't hear you. Can you guys in the chat hear me?
Can you hear us?
There you go. I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was
I don't know why my mic got muted. That's weird.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyways, you have to have it exactly like that, or they'll stop selling to you as a dealer. So
yeah, and again, that's to protect everybody, right? If I'm MSM selling the Traxxas cars at this price, I'm gonna be pissed if Beach RC sells it for $1 less than I do.
I'm 100% pro map pricing. I'm 100%.
That's obviously, and same with this. And as someone who has their own brand, now we have our own brand. Like if patents aren't cheap, if you're gonna pay to get all these patents done, you're gonna pay to protect those patents also, and that's what they did. And I hate feeling like I'm defending Traxxas, and it does sound like that. I'm just saying I see where they're coming from, and I'm not saying how they handled it was right. I'll say right off the bat how they handled it was messed up, but it wasn't intentionally, right? It was through these third party things, and it just happened out that way. So
yeah, I'm sure
Barry said Traxxas cut them off. You're not allowed to talk about map pricing, Brent.
Jesus. Yeah, they got in on us quick. They got some hackers over there, dude.
Oh
yeah,
man.
The third party people they obviously, I would hope that this situation has prompted a discussion within the two companies on how to handle things, because there's a way, you know what I mean? The first thing should have been cease and desist. Now, if they did this like 3 months ago and they didn't cease and desist, and we don't know about that part, then shame on them. But they're going to learn to handle it right. Traxxas is a good company. They're good people. I'm really upset that this guy just said that I was muted for mentioning Bud Light, Rick Hayes. You're probably right. The
Hey, be
internet,
nice to Rick. That's my boy.
the internet is a tough place to live, my man. So you're probably right. We need some Elon Musk love behind us here, and
Toolful Greg said the two adults are commenting on Traxxas. So to be fair, the whole Traxxas thing didn't directly affect us. I think if both of our sites got taken down, this conversation would be a little bit different.
Oh, there'd be a whole lot more fuck yous going on and motherfuckers. That's for sure.
Exactly. I totally see why people are mad. I'm not dismissing that at all.
So what sites were taken down that you know of?
The big one for me was CCXRC. That's Tony. He's another YouTuber. Dude, he's a funny YouTuber. Like some of the things that he does on his YouTube channel, I'm like, damn it, why didn't I think of that? Like one thing he does is he kind of has like this alter ego, or he's kind of like this hillbilly that does RC stuff. Dude, I think it's hilarious. But that was the main one that I knew got taken down. And me and Tony aren't like friends. Like we haven't gone and had beers together or anything like that. But we chat online and just talking to him. He's a good dude. And that one, when that happened and I saw that his got taken down, I was like, dang, that is pretty messed up. But I can tell you that I talked to him through the whole thing periodically, not obviously every step by step, but I think his opinion might have changed a little bit. I don't know if he's released anything on it. But yeah, it was just, he knows what he did, but he was just mad about how it was done.
Yeah.
It was just like instantly he was cut off, and it was like, man, you couldn't even like let me know. In my opinion, like for me, like I'm a big Boy Scout when it comes to doing things right. And you know this, Brent. I mean, with the RC Box Club, how much paperwork / legal stuff have we gone through already? It's like nonstop, right?
We're so legit.
we're super like, I'm so legit. Like I almost want to get audited just to be able to pick their brain a little bit more. Like, exactly. But yeah, it's like, how do you know where I was going with that? I think it's kicking in, but yeah, I'm like a big Boy Scout.
Well, was it just his YouTube channel, or did he have a website that was?
No. It wasn't his YouTube channel. It was just his merch site. But for you guys who don't know, when it comes to being a YouTuber, YouTube shouldn't be your only source of revenue for your YouTube business. CCXRC is doing it right, and even Kevin Talbot has talked about this. You have to basically diversify your income when it comes to YouTube. So I'm assuming Tony had some great products on his site. I'm assuming he did a lot of revenue through his site, maybe even more than what gets done through YouTube. So that was a big hit for him.
All right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
anyways,
so we that's the Traxxas thing, and I'm glad that you came on here to talk about it, because I don't really know if I've ever said anything about my feelings on the new stuff that's going on. So I'm glad that I got to air that out. But
well, it was one of those things where everyone wanted me to do it on my channel, but honestly, I think I owe the respect to Traxxas for just what they've done a lot for me. And if anything, I want to say thanks to Traxxas for everything they've done. They support me a lot, and like I don't want to bring more attention to it. It's not that I don't want to address it. I'm addressing it here, but those things, and I can tell you, being in the hobby this long, anything like this that happens that really just rocks the boat, it goes away. People forget.
Yeah.
And it's this podcast might be almost late enough where it might have already gone away. We could have probably gone without talking about it, but I know everyone wanted to hear about it. So
yeah. Are they really suing HBO for using the word Max?
Again, I don't know. For you guys who don't know, I don't know anything about, like, I don't talk to my guys at Traxxas like that. Like the guys that are my friends at Traxxas, they don't know about these things. They like,
what if I said that we don't believe you?
I mean, you can say that all you want. I've never met Mike Jenkins. And what's crazy is I've seen Mike Jenkins like at the Traxxas corporate place while I'm conducting this summer camp that's going freaking awesome. All these people driving RC cars, and he like not that I'm like expecting him to come talk to me. I know he's a super busy man. I'll tell you the closest I've got to Mike Jenkins was whenever I went to go buy a Lamborghini after my channel was doing well, I was going to go buy a Lamborghini. I ended up not buying a Lamborghini and bought a truck and a RV instead, or a travel trailer instead. But when I went to go buy a Lamborghini, I was talking to the Lamborghini guy and he was like, "So what do you do?" I said, "I'm a YouTuber." And he goes, "So what's your YouTube about?" I said, "RC cars." He goes, "Oh, I know a guy that works at Traxxas." I said, "Really? What's his name?" He goes, "Mike Jenkins." Like, yeah, he doesn't work there. he owns it. So apparently Mike Jenkins buys Lamborghinis from my sales guy at Lamborghini. But other than that, I've never talked to him. So I don't know those guys like at that level. I know people who work there. I go into the shop. Obviously, they know me by first name basis. I have a marketing guy that I talk to. But I mean, I can tell you that was not the vibe that I got from anybody. And everyone was like, "Dang, that happened." Like the first thing I did when all that was happening was I called him, was like, "Am I about to get taken down or whatever?" And they're like, "No, we don't like, seriously." Everyone was like, "We don't know that was even happening." And I think the perception is again, everyone probably thought that there was this group of people at Traxxas that was pulling up websites and saying that one goes down. That was not the case. It was like, it just happened. These third-party companies took action. And I think going back to your comment about HBO Max, which blew my mind also, I thought that was hilarious. And I wonder what HBO Max did. I mean, obviously they probably had to address it, but but if you guys don't know, Traxxas tried to sue HBO Max for using Max and HBO. And I don't know if they tried to sue. I just know that there's like actual public information about this lawsuit.
Maybe Traxxas is making so much money they had to spend it, so they're like, "Fuck it, let's sue HBO for calling it Max."
I mean, I'm not to dog on Traxxas is obviously a huge company in our industry, but HBO is another one. HBO's another one. That's like me going after Mr. Beast. Like it doesn't work that way.
Like Mr. Beast, you cannot use any RC vehicles in your videos.
Don't rip my videos off. He'd be like,
sue
"What?"
you for using fucking something I like.
Mr. Beast would, he probably wouldn't even get involved.
He'd be like, "Bro, here's $1 million. Shut up."
Care of this dude.
He said, "Here's $1 million. Shut up. Here's your free Lambo."
He would make a video, paid a guy $1 million for threatening to sue me, and then get $10 million on that video. It's like, whatever.
That might be the one video he'll never make.
What?
That anyone that says, "I'm going to sue you for $1 million," because can you imagine how many people would sue him? That would be a whole episode. Like $1 billion.
That's right. They would. That dude. I was on one of his Beast Reacts videos. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, that was good.
I was pretty stoked about that. I didn't get the stuff that Race Like a Girl got whenever Supercar Blondie shared her. But
for those of you who don't know, there's another industry YouTuber, and her name's Katie Carmindy, and her channel's Race Like a Girl. She is a great influence on the hobby. She's a great mentor to the females getting in, and then she also puts on what is it, the Stars of Tomorrow, or I think it's Stars of Tomorrow, something like that. But future stars of RC is, I think, is what it is. And she puts on this event every year. She collects tires all year from people, gives them all out in sets to all these people that are just getting started. She puts up this race where the future stars of RC get paired with a pro. The pros help them. She does it once a year. She gives them all shirts, goodie bags, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, she's a great influence on the hobby. She's a pretty dang good racer. She's a really pretty girl. Really, she's a principal of a school. Like, she is the model.
Is she really?
Yes, she is a model citizen, model racer, model person for our hobby.
Yeah.
Well, she did a pit stop video. She's probably like second or third in the industry to do like a cool pit stop video, but hers went viral. Supercar Blondie asked if they could use it. They showcased it. Now she has over 200 million views on that short, and her page just jumped to like 260,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
and
that's nuts, dude.
Congrats to her. She's working really hard. I love her and her husband. They're great people, and I'm stoked for them. I hope that she can use that platform to make better of our industry.
Yeah, I've never even met her. I probably need to. We could probably collaborate. I think it would be good.
Yeah, for sure. She's just that kind of person, man. She's really good.
I mean, that just shows though, like how how like people probably are blown away with how these guys make so much money, these YouTubers. And I'm not talking about Mark San Maria channel. I'm talking about like Mr. Beast, Dude Perfect, like how they make so much money. They actually earn that money. Like, just imagine it was just a share that Super Car Blondie did, and she took Race Like a Girl's channel to 230. That's extremely valuable. My kids always bring that up. Like, you know, Floyd Mayweather makes so much money on boxing. These YouTubers make so much money. They actually earn it. They earn every bit of it. Yeah. They're actually bringing in that money. It's not like they're just given to them. You know, right. They didn't wake up to it. So,
well, that Mr. Beast. I mean, after listening to him, the only time I really listened to him outside of his videos was when he was on Joe Rogan. And just think, like, the dude's gotten so big, but he's also just threw his pecker on the table and it's like, here we go. He like $3 million to make a set to give away $1 million, but his video will bring in 6 or 7 million.
I think I saw a video where he got offered $1 billion for his channels and he turned it down. And then they did like an analysis, and they were like, yeah, his channels are worth way more than $1 billion. And I was like,
right. Right. I mean, it's just the level of success he's gotten to is incredible. And it's like you said, anyone can get lucky. Everyone, I would argue that just about anyone that's successful, especially in the YouTube world and in social media or influencer, got lucky at some point if they're making really good money.
I got lucky. I can tell you how I got lucky. It was COVID. My channel only took off when COVID hit. Like, when COVID hit, I was projected, like, on YouTube, whenever you do you can like see what your projections are. During COVID, I was projected to be at 1 million subscribers in 3 years. That's how fast my channel was growing during COVID.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. COVID did so much more positive things in my life than it did negative things. It's insane. Like, it boosted my channel. I went to the hospital, almost died. Like, I thought I was going to die. I didn't almost die. During COVID, the heart of COVID, I'm in the hospital. Everyone's dying in the hospital. Obviously, you're thinking you're going to die. And like, whenever you think you're going to die, it puts everything in perspective. And at that point, I said, you know, the last thing I thought about when I thought I was going to die was work. All I could think about was spending time with my family, my friends, making memories. When I got out of that hospital, I promised myself I would never think like that. I'd never put work in front of anything ever again. And it's made my life such it's made me such more happy. I'm much happier now after all that happened. So COVID has played like a super positive influence on my life, which is crazy.
Yeah, I unfortunately it had that effect on a lot of people. Like, it was unfortunate that COVID had to happen for it to happen, but I mean, anybody with a website did better. And, you know, for people that could, you know, had the ability to work from home, it made their life better. Less travel, less stress. But obviously, you know, it was pretty bad for a lot of people. And, you know, that was a wild stretch of a couple years there. So
crazy, dude.
I mean, I'm glad that it helped you, and it definitely helped us. I mean, that was a good time for us to really work on our web skills, because we didn't have a lot of foot traffic, and allowed us to really concentrate on taking care of beachrc.com. So yeah, I mean,
during COVID, how bad, and obviously we don't have to go into details, but did it help your sales? Were your sales actually better during COVID?
Yeah, because there was a lot of free money.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, there was a lot of free money. They were encouraged to spend it on shit that they didn't need. And the whole point of the stimulus was to boost businesses. Even though certain places like California and, you know, New York and places where people were just getting shafted and screwed. But most places were trying to work, even though that it was difficult and the guidelines were difficult. But for people with a website that had a product in stock, it was amazing. And we were really lucky, because I stock a lot, and a lot of stuff was hard to get during COVID because the manufacturers were shut down. Mm-hmm. So we just got hit and kept getting hit until we were depleted. And then by the time we were depleted, finally stuff was coming in because we had ordered it long enough in advance. And it was good for us in that sense. We didn't lay off one person, and all the people that worked for me didn't want to get laid off. They all stuck it out. They all didn't want to go and get that free money. I have a great team, and I had we had a vision, and everyone wanted to come to work and get out of the house, and it worked out for us. But I know, I still feel bad for the people that weren't able to do anything, and it wasn't because they didn't want to or they weren't able. It was because they were forced to sit in their house and watch their businesses die, or not able to work because their jobs were furloughing people or whatever. And I feel for them more than anything. But God forbid, we lived in California and stuff like that, where you couldn't even go to a restaurant.
And you were in a really good position because you already had your website. Like you already had a platform to continue to do business. Like these other hobby shops, they had to figure out a way to do business. I know my local hobby shop was taking orders and like meeting off hours, like trying to go around the whole shutdown thing. They had to do whatever they could, but you guys were good. So it was, obviously COVID was a scary time. I think it's just going to be so crazy to be able to talk to our grandkids and say we lived, through that time where can you believe that everything was shut down? I mean, even thinking about it now, it wasn't that long ago, was just crazy to me.
Yeah. What a crazy time. Unfortunately, I'm kind of on the side of the fence that still thinks there's more to come. Politically, yeah, people know where I stand, and I feel like this country needs better. And I'm not talking a party. I'm talking just it needs to do better. The people in power need to do better. I don't give a crap who you are and how you got there. You need to be looking out for number one, and number one is us, the people. Right. That's what you got elected for. So right now, I don't feel like that's happening, and I'm not a fan. And fuck those people. Fuck them all.
Oh man, yeah, we won't go down that path because that's gonna be never ending. But I think mine and your views are similar. At least we talked about it. I don't go for it. I don't talk about any of that stuff on my channel. Obviously, I mean it's not a political channel, but I'll tell you guys a funny comment though. And Brent, you don't know this. I don't know if you heard that. A funny comment that I got whenever I first started my channel. And I'll never forget this comment because it was so like hateful but funny. But a guy said something along the lines of, look at this pretentious asshole guy. He wears his name on his shirt at these races. I bet you he lives with his mom. He's a Democrat and something. So like he just a whole bunch of shit. I'm like, dude, he was wrong on every single level there. Like those are the guys I'm talking about. Like, dude, seriously? Like you're gonna say that she didn't even fucking know me. You know what I'm saying?
So ignorant.
Oh god, it that kind of shit. Like I do my best. And for you guys who don't know, like if you go look at my channels and my comments, I'll respond. I'll read them all. When I do read comments, I'll read them all and I'll respond to the good ones. I won't respond to negative guys.
Yeah, but smart.
It's one of those things like and Melissa reminds me all the time, like the guys are telling you that that you've changed your lives and you've influenced them to do better things and race RC, and you're sitting there commenting on a guy that has no idea what you are or who you are and just talking shit. I don't respond to him. So
it's a waste of time.
Big time.
I live by a few mottos, and one of the most important ones that I live by, and I have to pinch myself and remind myself on a regular basis, is you can only control you can only control things in your control. I don't worry about anything that's out of my control. So if it's something that I can control, I work on it. I worry about it. That's what I focus on. Whatever people say, out of my control. I don't worry about them. They ain't shit to me. If they're haters, they're haters. I got plenty of people that are part of this, movement and what we do. And if you need validation from a hater, you're probably doing it wrong. I don't need validation.
That's actually good though. Like the haters are actually good. Chase, sure. my buddy Chase, I talk to all the time, and he always tells me, he's like, man, I wish I had haters. I'm like, it's true. Haters it's a good thing that there's haters, and I got a lot of them. A whole shit ton of them. You know what? Okay, let me get this off my chest. You know what I can't stand is the guys that you'll pull up in your brand new, like, and this is a hypothetical, but you'll pull up in your brand new Lamborghini. They'll look at it. It's a badass Lamborghini, and they'll say, it needs new wheels. Like, bitch, just be happy that I have a damn Lamborghini. Like, it's a cool car. Like, why are you gonna shoot some holes in my shit? Like, I can't stand it when there are people that are like that. Like, I won't call them out. I won't say anything. But in my head, I'm like, I will never be friends with that dude. Like, why do you got to be so damn negative? Like, be happy for people. Like, if someone shows you something they're proud of, be happy for the reason why they're proud of it. Don't try to shoot holes in their shit. That's like
Why would I want new wheels when I just spent $200,000 on a car?
But you know what I'm saying, right? Like the guys who just focus on, they try to find the one negative thing on whatever you're trying to show people and that you're proud of, and then we'll just ream it. It's like, come on, like, dude, come on. I can't stand that crap.
No, it's just fuel for the fire, baby. That's all it is. Just haters gonna hate.
Yeah, they are. Big time. I cheated. I looked at a comment. Donnie's dad, Stuart, he's a cool guy. He said, Mark, look at this guy. Mark's head is huge. I don't know if he's talking about literally or figuratively, because my head is literally. Let me see the size of this hat. Yeah, this is a 7 3/4. I have a massive head. We joked around about it on the last live feed.
Yeah, that's a big head. Producer Robert also has a big head. Lucas has a big head.
Dude, it sucked. Like, it's a true, like I talked about it on my live feed last night. It's a true problem. Like, let's say we were to go karting. Like, I would have to worry. Shit, I hope they have a helmet that will fit my big ass head. Sucks.
Well, you'll be all right, man. Just make your cheeks do this.
It hurts. It hurts my head.
Yeah.
All right. So what? Like, there's a lot of things. Like, I feel like we got so much to talk about. We just scratched the surface.
What do you want to talk about?
What else you got? Like, I don't want to I don't want to just take over your show.
You don't. Baby, you're on my show. You the show.
I don't want, dude. I have a tendency to over talk people and like take over. I had a podcast also. I did this last night.
It's funny because I got some really so about a week ago I got a comment on the Wheel and Trigger YouTube page, and it was you're gonna love this. And I went home and told my wife the same thing that this person said. I told Lucas the next day after we did it the exact same thing that this person commented. So I knew instantly when I did the first podcast with Dakota Femme that I talked too much. Like, I over talked my guest.
Yeah.
And
everyone makes that mistake when they first do this.
Yeah. And it's hard because, you want to insert your views or you want to like comment back on what they're talking about. But I knew it. I knew it when the podcast was over. I told Dakota, I was like, damn, that was awesome. But I think I talked too much. And so a guy commented the other day, he's like, great interview. Maybe you should, let the guest talk a little more or whatever. And so as I progressively get through, 10 or 11 podcasts that we've done now, I'm like, slowly getting better at just, letting them and trying to also pull that good information out, which is also very tough because a lot of the people I bring on, I know pretty well. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of hard to talk about something that you've already talked about.
Right.
But sometimes it segues into it perfectly. But, man, this Coors Light's giving me some burps.
I thought you were going to start getting emotional on me.
But yeah, I feel like, I bring people on and I do my show. When I do these, whether this is the first live, obviously, but when I bring people into the studio, that's what I want. I want people to talk. I want them to take over the show. I want to be able to listen and then like figure out where I can go with it next. So, I like interesting stuff, the things, you and I, so your family took me somewhere when we were at the Chili Bowl. You took me somewhere I've never been. Like, and these are the kind of things I like when I look into podcasts and when I look into these, trying to figure out what to talk about. Like you guys took me to a whole new experience that I want to continue to do. And we're, which was go to what are they called? A hot pot?
Yeah, it was a hot pot. Yeah, I'm glad you clarified that because it almost sounded like we took you to like some some rub and tug or something.
Hey,
No, it was we
Santa
eat a whole
Maria's
bunch of
get
different
down,
cuisine.
boy. No, but yeah, you guys took me out to lunch that day, and we went and talked business, and we hung out, and we just had a good experience, and that's what I want. In the same situation is talking about things that I don't know about you, but
Yeah.
I know a lot about you because I watch a lot of your videos, and we're buddies. We see each other, and we hang out. So, one thing that we haven't done yet is we worked real hard on getting this live feed set up, and we even bought a new phone number to have some call-ins. So
Sweet. All right. So
I
real quick, let me touch up on what you were saying about talking over people. I will say that is something that happens to everyone who starts even that happened to me when I started my podcast. I noticed I was talking over people, but some of your guests don't really, and I didn't watch the Dakota one. Nothing against Dakota and nothing against your podcast, but some of the guests don't really flow well. They don't really keep conversation going well. And sometimes you find yourself having to push and keep the conversation going. So don't take it to offense, and don't take it too hard. I think it was good feedback, and it happens to everybody that, you end up talking over people.
Hey Robert, get that.
You're gonna get calls. Real quick, someone asked about sneaker check.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What shoes you got on tonight,
All right,
Mark?
so I'm not wearing
somebody
shoes.
almost ruined that earlier. They kept asking who was that?
Angel.
Yeah.
So I'm not wearing shoes, but
I
I'm in my
knew
house.
you weren't gonna wear shoes.
No. Look, listen. I brought a couple of pairs that would go with this fit.
Ooh,
So
right.
this is what I would wear with this fit.
HRC shoes.
I brought some Jordan 1. These are brand new, dead stock.
Carolina
Jordan
blue. Ooh,
1
even
highs.
better. Not even Carolina blue. That's like blue. That's navy.
This
That's Duke blue.
These are actually kind of bricks. They don't do really well in the resale market. But then that would be if I was wearing jeans. But if I was wearing camo shorts, which I'm wearing now, I would wear my powder blue Jordan 1 lows. Look at those with the blue. Dude, look how pimp that would have looked with that.
Oh my god,
that would have been fire, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd wear those.
You
That's
actually
sick.
probably need a pair of these to match.
I
your
need a
beach
pair of
RC
those.
stuff.
I got super sensitive feet, and so like I have to wear wides, and anything with leather up front squishes. I have to have like that mesh in the front so that my feet kind of breathe and widen out. Those shoes are bad to the bone right there.
Dude,
I dig that.
This is probably what I would have gone with again because I'm wearing shorts and I wear lows when I wear shorts.
They would match so good.
But these match perfect. And again, my big thing is the soles. There's not very many shoes with. I'm not going to take the podcast over with sneaker stuff, but I really like this shoe.
Well,
so there was my sneaker stuff. That's what I would have wore if I would have came into the studio. One of those.
My boy Kyle Neary on there said those would be toast after one Marshall.
Dude, and I wear them at the track. You saw me wearing.
I did. I even said, like, what are you doing, bro? Hey, what did Lucas say when he called?
I told him I'm not putting you on the air, Lucas, and he said, "Come on, man."
Let Lucas call in. We ain't scared.
Maybe he can be the last guy. All right, so should I put up the number?
I mean, I'm having fun. I hope we're not ending it soon.
No, I'm putting up a phone number, Mark. How can we end it?
All right, my bad. Look.
All right, so
want to know.
Yeah, what are you drinking?
People want to know what I'm drinking. I'm drinking. I saw vodka and tonic, but I don't drink very often. A lot of people.
You're feeling good.
They think that I'm like a hardcore partier. When I first got an RC, I did party really hard with like Chad Panic and Cole Ogden and those guys.
Oh boy.
But I'm old now, so it takes me like 6 days to recover from a hangover. And
so the phone number is posted. It's one line, so we'll take one caller, and when that person hangs up, we'll take another. This is not a we're not.
Billy Crow brought up a good point. He says, "Mark, don't marshal." I don't marshal. I have my kids marshal for me. My boys were like, "Are you gonna pay me?" I was like, "Are you gonna pay your entry fees?" So yeah.
Right. That's fine. Oh boy, here we go. We got an issue here, Mark.
We have an issue?
Yep.
Oh,
the issue's about to be on.
Wait, I'm scared. Is it like an actual issue or?
All right, caller, you're live.
Oh no. Is he live?
Did you break it?
This is our first time doing this.
John, let's go.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh.
Robert, get together, bro.
Hey, I just want to
I thought you
remind
were a
just
streamer.
to let people in the chat know that this is a one line. So sorry if I have to decline you if you keep
They can't
calling.
hear you, Robert. Just make me live.
You are live.
Put the
Can we
record
say who
button.
this
Let's
is?
get
Is this
this
Lucas?
shit going.
Lucas, you're live.
Lucas is on the show all the time. He's gonna sit there and just steal it on a call in.
Hey, hang up on him. Let's put up somebody else.
Does he have a question? Come on.
Goodbye.
All right, I got a question.
What?
Am I live?
Yes. For the love
All
of
right.
God.
Don't
Who
just
am I
start
talking
throwing
to?
F-bombs.
All right, caller, you're live.
All right, I'm live. Brent, you're looking really good today. Mark, you're looking even better.
Oh, wow.
What is going on with the Arma situation?
What's the Arma situation?
Yeah, tell us.
I don't know. I didn't really have a question. I'm just drunk. I decided to call you guys.
I'm like, I didn't know about the Arma situation. I don't know about
Get
the
him
Arma.
out of here. Hang
Yeah, he's
up on this
gone.
fool. Goodbye. Call in. Next caller.
All right, next caller.
He said, I don't know. I'm just drunk. I just want to talk. He had no question.
Hey, at least he complimented us, though. We both look really freaking good.
Lines. All right.
Lucas Loring. Skype
Oh, he's
audio.
calling back.
Damn.
Hang up on him. Lucas, stop calling. We need somebody
Hey,
else.
did
who's
we
not
share
drunk
this
to
on
call.
Facebook? We should have shared this on Facebook.
It is on Wheel and Trigger.
Oh, okay, perfect.
But somebody did say in the chat a little bit ago that it's much better on YouTube than it is on. But we knew that because like Lucas even brought that up about the race at Live Time at PNB, that if you watched it on Facebook, it was really bad quality. But if you watched it on YouTube, it was money. So something happens in that video translation to social media that you're doing peeing in a bottle, Mark.
No, I want to see how many people are on. I'm pulling up
104.
the live feed.
There's 104 right now.
That's good, man.
We've held their attention for an hour.
Hell yeah.
You guys
look,
rock.
I don't think, I mean, no offense, but I don't think you're monetizing yet. So we can do all different types of demonetization stuff.
Camden Lime.
Oh,
yeah. There
yeah.
we go. Camden Lime.
You gotta mute that while they're calling, bro. Let me have Camden.
Uh-oh. Is Camden on there?
It's
Where you
trying
at,
to
Camden?
connect. See Lime in the house.
Our producer going crazy back there? Camden, you there?
Yeah.
There he is.
How'd you guys know it was me?
Fuck,
It
we're
literally-
Nostradamus, bro.
It literally said Camden Lime whenever you call.
Yeah, it did.
How was that? I was gonna be someone else and just ask an RC question, but it
Why
is
don't
what
you
it
guys
is.
just ask an RC question now?
Ask an RC question. Go for it.
All right. I got a question for Brent Densford.
Uh-oh.
How do you know my last name?
How does it feel to be one of the most loved RC guys in the industry, and what do you do with all the overwhelming love, I should say?
Hey, Camden,
What?
do you got shit on your nose? Is it brown?
No.
He said no. Well, first off, Camden, that's a great question. The
Thank
best,
You are pretty
Appreciate it.
loved. I'll
the
say
best
that.
way I can answer that is by giving all my supporters hugs and candy and trying to look this savage every time I'm on camera.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. Amen.
And that's why we love you. PTRC for life. All right, get some other guys in here.
Camden, dude, no love, man, like that. It's like that. Huh? Just come on there, give Brent love. And
Oh
no
wait, I
love for-
forgot. I forgot
Damn,
Mark is
dude.
in here.
Oh,
my
you
goodness.
forgot
I
Mark
thought
was
we
in-
were
Mark Santa
boys.
Maria. I got a question for you now.
All right, cool.
How does it feel to hit 100K subscribers and be one of the most well-known RC influencers in the world that there has ever been?
Damn, dude, he does have brown on his nose. No, come on, dude.
That's my boy.
It feels no different. I just still do what I do and just go to the track. what's funny is, I mean, locally it's no different at all. So that's all I really feel. Sometimes when I go out of town, I mean, obviously people will come up and say nice things. The ones that really affect me are the ones that are like, who say like I got them out of a rut. There's a few people that have like approached me and said that I've got them out of a rut and they found RC and they're like a lot happier now and they thank me. Like those are the ones that are really matter a lot to me. But I'm still
That's
slow,
beautiful, man.
so
But who's got pound on their nose now?
True.
All right, boys. You guys have fun and keep throwing them things back for me and old Tim Line here.
Thanks,
hey,
caller.
hey Camden, you going to Silver State, right?
Nah, dude, I won't be there.
What?
My dad. I'm just kidding. My dad will be waiting there with a nice cold tranny Bud Light, and yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
I'll be there.
That's a true story. Tim
Tell your
Line
pops I said hi.
will be dressed in drag drinking
I will.
Bud Light.
All right, later, boys.
Later, buddy. That's a good kid. You ever want a kit built? That kid's been working hard on his wrenching skills, and he's got himself a little side business going to help pay for his RC. And I don't know if you guys saw, but last weekend he won Truggy, got second in Buggy, and TQ'd both of them at the first round of the JBRL at the Dirt. So he's really picking up speed at the right time. So congrats,
All right.
Ski Lime.
I'm drunk and I'm going to say this.
Oh boy.
Probably my two favorite racers, like pro racers that actually have a reason to be that at that level would typically be kind of snobby and stuck up. My two favorite racers, Walker Spinrad,
Yeah,
and Camden. Both those guys have never have I got a vibe like they just thought they were super fast. They just super down to earth, cool guys. Those guys are awesome.
yeah, I agree. The Walker actually probably will be one of the next guests or two that we've got lined up. But yeah, those two, man, Sea Lime's been my boy for years. He got on Ultimate right at the beginning when I got it. Him and his dad were, excited about the opportunity, and I love them. It's just good people. Camden's really working hard. So
another one that I've talked to at P&B that I didn't even know I was talking to, and he could have walked up to me at the time and punched me in the face. I wouldn't even know it was him. Ryan Pavitas.
Oh yeah,
super cool dude.
Yeah.
He just came up and just started talking. Like, to me, whenever you see big name pros like that just come up and just talk and just socialize, like that doesn't happen very often. And
Right.
I love when I see that. So
I agree.
shout out to that guy too.
I like the approachables. All right, who do we got, Robert?
All right, next up, let me pull him on in here. This should be Donnie's dad.
Oh, dang. Stuart. Donnie's dad. Not
Hey,
a
Donnie, are you with us?
Stuart.
Donnie's dad.
Dang.
Did we lose him?
Oh,
You know who
You
who
in?
was
Yep, I'm with you.
beautiful.
There he is.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yep, I'm here.
What's going
What's
on?
your question?
Yeah, how you guys doing tonight?
Doing well.
Really good.
Was that the question? Did we lose him?
Had a question about
He must be on a big delay.
RC racing and
Oh God, this was a good one too. I could tell. RC racing
big
something.
delay.
Mega delay.
We're ready for you.
Yeah, sorry about that. There's a big audio delay. I'm not hearing you back through my phone, only through the broadcast. So it's a little bit tough.
Booger.
So what I was curious about is getting more people into the sport. RC racing seems to be unknown to the public at large. None of our family or people we run into outside of the races even know it exists, even if they know what RC bashing is.
Yeah. So I obviously am this subject is very near and dear to me because that's really what my channel focuses on, is growing RC racing, bridging the gap between all the disciplines. I think that we could definitely, like, I think what what A-Main has done with the Visions RC race. It needs to be done, and I think that is our best chance of it actually going mainstream. But in regards to like just letting people know, like for me, like it's going to be hard. We'll have to have a lot of people in the industry kind of work together to kind of try to really promote it. But I think what's most important for everyone to do is if you have a basher, go drive it at the park. You know what I'm saying? Drive a nitro at the park or something. Like get some people's attention and socialize RC. And I don't know if you're talking about just racing or bashing in general, but it just exposing it. I mean, that's what I do every day. It's what I try to do every day is expose the hobby and just kind of build the awareness because it's an amazing hobby for sure. But I mean, what do you guys do over there, Brent? Are you guys doing anything in the community wise, trying to promote like just RC in general?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the first thing you can do is obviously share the love with your, your friends. That's the easiest way to get people involved is, let the neighbor kid drive your RC car, or if they have them, set up play dates and go bashing or crawling or whatever. The industry is kind of in a weird flux where we're all kind of like, oh, how do we get more people and how do we get on TV or how do we do this, that, and the other? Between me and a lot of people that I've talked to over the last 5 years it's always been like, how can we be better than drone racing? Because that took off and it was ESPN sports and all that stuff.
But did it take off? Like it being on TV doesn't necessarily mean it takes off.
We all knew that that was going to be a flash in the pan because there was only so much you could do with it. There's only so much you can do with it. So
the FAA is going to make that tough as a hobby with what they're doing at regulations over the long run.
Right. So when it's all said and done, what you really have to concentrate on is spreading the love organically. The industry is not powerful enough to advertise mainstream. The only companies that are really powerful enough to do that are Horizon, A-Main, and Traxxas and Red Cat. Like those domestic companies are the only people that have the money to go mainstream, and they're not focusing their dollars on that.
But they are trying.
The reason trying. My audio is doing better, so maybe I can actually have a conversation with you now. One of the things that sparked my asking the question is talking to some of the professional drivers on podcasts and other things. They seem to want a more professional race series, like a paid driver racing other paid drivers in a big format for an outside audience, but that's not really what RC is. But from somebody that's new into a hobby that takes my kid racing, our perspective is I get to see my kid stand on a driver's stand beside Ryan Lutz in a practice, and he's just having the time of his life. So for the amateur to be able to interact with the professional in a sport, you just can't do that in golf or anything else like you can in RC. It's kind of different, and to me, it's what makes it so special. So I see the pros' perspective, wanting a series that's on TV and televised with outside sponsors, but I don't know if that would take away what makes it so special for people like us that just go in and ruin a pro's weekend by running them off the track in a in a practice session.
I can tell you that Ryan Lutz is one of the few pros that would not care if you ran him off the track during practice. He's just a cool dude. But I think that it's going to take a lot of money, unfortunately, and there's only a few companies that have that kind of money that can really, really push it. I see what you're saying. Like, I don't know, like I as much as I don't want to give too much shout out to these guys because the guy behind it, but like what they're trying to do with JQ's series thing.
Oh, the RCGP.
RCGP. I think that is a great concept.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just like the Visions race, they're probably going to have to operate in the red for like 5 or 6 years and really be dedicated to it being successful in order for it to work. I think that it will pay off in the end, and it will pay off big in regards to like making it more mainstream. But yeah, it's going to be tough. I think it's something that everyone wants. It's not easy, obviously.
I think though you got to keep in mind that RC racing as a whole, the actual sport and hobby of RC racing, not bashing, is actually pretty strong right now. And a lot of people might not see that because they might be at a smaller track or whatever, but the national scene where people actually travel from regions to these bigger indoor races or guaranteed races is pretty big. Now, that's not the only place to do it. And I think we need to also promote more of those smaller tracks and more of those regional type race situations. And hopefully with this new president, with Clayton Young becoming into Roar, we start seeing an influx in how the sanctioning body is governing and trying to help promote the sport as well with membership money and everything else. So I think we'll see a different, give it a couple years from right now. I think it'll be a little different as long as the economy stays somewhat stable and people have the expendable income. But it's such a loaded question, and I don't think there's a really good answer right now.
Hey, I will go on the record and say, when MSM hits 1 million subscribers and I have that kind of money, I will put it all into making sure it goes mainstream.
I like it.
So go like and subscribe. No, seriously though, like that would be a
good thing we're recording this.
That would be my ultimate goal. That is my ultimate goal. It's not about the money; it's about making that impact. And
Sure.
if MSM was the brand that was behind making this mainstream, whether it was operating in the red or going bankrupt, that's a major achievement for me. But that it's gonna be tough. But I think that we're just gonna have to be dedicated to growing it, and I think it is growing. When we had 2,000 entry races last year, it's definitely growing. Like, I know a lot of people don't like these big races, but it is growing for sure. But I think what's most important is we have to grow them through bashing first, because not everyone's going to sit there and go out. And this comment that's on the screen right now is I love this comment. And Stuart, I'm glad you're on here, because what the comment is basically saying, that he didn't feel any love and no one was welcoming at racing, and he just ended up bashing. That's literally what MSM stands for. Is like, I'm trying to put people at the track that will approach these people that are coming, and they might look a little off because they bring a Traxxas or an Arma, right? But reach out to them. All they needed, they just need a little bit of guidance. And I don't think most racers don't think that way.
Our local track let any novice run anything that can make a lap. So we showed up with a 16th scale Flash and raced it for almost a year, and had a blast.
Yeah, we do the same thing.
That's what started.
We have a RTR class in our local indoor track, and we let anything that can run come. And then when they buy themselves a buggy or a stadium truck or a short course truck, then they move out and they move into another class. And that's definitely one good way for all tracks. But that only helps when you're at the track or found the track. It doesn't help get people into the hobby. And the way we get people into the hobby is traveling with our RC cars for fun, even when the wives and the girlfriends and people don't like it. And we support local hobby shops. We, let people drive our stuff. And, there's a lot of things we can do. And there's a lot of people doing the right thing.
I'm forgetting the name of the venue. There was a race last summer at an event that wasn't an RC event that may have given more exposure. What would it make sense to have races coincide with state fairs and other
I would love that.
Have the crowd there already?
Yeah. Hey, Mark, maybe we can put together something where we travel around to like 12 state fairs next year. We figure out like a one a month. Let's figure out how to do a fair series.
That would be freaking awesome.
Get a Traxxas Try Me track, and we go to all these fairs and just hook it up.
See, that's the
you wouldn't have to make it a formal race, but
not to beat the Traxxas horse again. But if I call Traxxas right now and said, "Hey, can we borrow the Try Me track?" They'd be like, "Yeah, go for it." They would 100% support it. Like, people aren't seeing those kind of things happening. But you're 100% right. And Stuart, I think that was a great idea, and I've always thought about that. Like, being at a state fair would be perfect.
Yeah, I agree. I think that'd be awesome.
So,
all right, what else we got, Rob? We got anybody else on the line?
Thanks, Stuart. Good talking to you, bud. You're the man.
Oh, looks like we're looking for another car. I'd seen Randy Romanik wanted to say something or ask a question, and I'm sure it would be very hard to answer, so I hope he calls. Some of these guys, man, you see them at a race, and the only thing we know about each other is how drunk we can get. A lot of people you got to understand. So like, I have this persona. I always have a beer in my hand or a fireball or something, and that's kind of like what I've been known for. I'm a social drinker and I have fun and I enjoy people. But one thing that you have to know about me is I do not drink at home. Like I don't go home and crack a beer or two. I don't, that's just I only drink socially. And when I do stuff like this little liquid courage helps me like feel good and a little bit
it's
more
like,
outgoing.
when we go to these, it's like our vacation.
Yeah,
right?
but we do. How many of them we do a year? 10, 12?
Yeah, we have a lot of vacations, but that's not our fault.
It's not my fault. I chose to work this hard to have 12 vacations a year.
Exactly. I don't drink at all. I mean, I've never drinking with you.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you bitched out last year at Wicked Weekend. I had the Beach RC party, and you're like, yeah, I'll come back, and you never did. Never saw you.
Okay, so you know what it is? Major law follower, rule follower. I had my son with me. I'm not going to sit there and drive while intoxicated back to the hotel. And that place was far from the hotel.
Nope.
Yep.
You had your motorhome.
No, I didn't. Never had it Wicked.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thought you guys had it.
No.
All right. We're bringing somebody in. Who we got? Oh, boy. I just got a big thumbs up from producer Robert.
Uh-oh. I'm scared.
Me too. All right, caller, you're live. Oh, shit. It is Randy. Hey, Randy.
Yo.
What's up,
hey,
buddy?
how's it going?
Not bad.
How you?
How's your case of hemorrhoids?
Oh, it's much better today.
Good to hear.
Doctor, I was in Mexico. I got some medicine for that.
they have good meds in Mexico.
Is it like a topical cream or what?
That was an enema.
Yeah, got it all. Whatever you need. I'll cure all there.
Oh boy. All right.
How you guys doing? I don't think I've ever really met Mark in person.
How's it going, man? No, I don't think I've read you in person either.
You got to go meet him when you're in Vegas, Randy. Mark's the man.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to Vegas. Pretty excited. Well, I got a question for you that a lot of people are probably wondering, myself included. I've seen your videos, and you always hear of all these YouTubers that are making a living, making money doing YouTube videos. Maybe you can explain like how that works for someone that's interested in maybe doing something like that. They just have to set up a channel and the people subscribe, and then you have 10 likes. You have 10 people to watch it. You get like $1. Like, how does that all work?
I knew I was going to get this question. I thought it was going to come from Brent. I thought he was just going to straight up say, how much do you make on YouTube? So the way it works with monetizing is you have to start a channel and you have to have 1,000 likes, or not 1,000 likes, 1,000 subscribers, and then 4,000 watch hours to be able to monetize. I have another monetizing YouTube channel, my MSM on the Road. It makes maybe like $15-20 a month. It doesn't make that much. But the thing about YouTube is it's a marketing, it's essentially like a marketing channel, and you have to diversify your portfolio. So the majority of your revenue will come from like affiliate sales, promotion stuff that you do like that. It won't come from like your YouTube channel. So the way you make money on YouTube is whenever you watch a video, those ads pop up. Everyone who watches a video, you get paid on. And the more people who watch your video, the more you get paid. There's a common misconception that if you have an X amount of subscribers, you get paid a lot of money. It has nothing to do with subscribers. It has 100% to do with views. So if you get a lot of views, more people are watching ads and you get paid on that. But to get to that point, it usually takes.
Or do you have to sign up, or like, how do they know to just pay you? Like, you say you have all these views on there, then all of a sudden the money starts showing up, or is it something you have to like sign up for?
So whenever you basically sign up with a Gmail account, just a Google account, you set up your YouTube, and essentially you start creating, there's what they call a YouTube studio, and you start uploading videos to it. And eventually you'll get a notification, a little banner across the top that says your channel is able to monetize now. And then you fill out all the W-2, 1099 stuff. And yeah, you start getting paid. So Yeah, it's not bad.
No,
The I think
it's
that
interesting. And, everybody hears about that, but if you don't really, you just don't really know how it really works.
yeah, and a lot of people ask, and people still ask me, Mark, do you get paid to do this? I do. I mean, it's very, very lucrative if you're doing it right. But I think the big common misconception is that it's easy. It's not easy. It's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of
You're just
dedication.
creating.
Yeah, it's creating the hardest part is that first year when you're knocking out, you're doing videos, and Brent knows how hard it is to do a video. You do videos 3 times a week and 10 people watch it. And it's like, do I really want to dedicate, 5 to 6 hours a day shooting and editing these videos for 10 people to watch it? You really have to get through that hump. And eventually you can start to monetize. So like the people who get a lot of subscribers really quick, sometimes they don't have the watch hours yet, and you can't monetize. But once you get to that monetization point, it's really just knocking content at it. If you're thinking about doing a YouTube channel, my advice is just start recording everything you do, and eventually you're going to release a video that people watch, and you'll be like, that's what I'm going to do. That's my niche. And then you start focusing on that, and then you basically grow your YouTube channel. I said before, I got lucky because COVID hit. All my views came in then. Like my views were incredible when COVID hit.
Yeah.
Or you hit a home run and you have someone that's, a YouTuber already that shares your content or is part of it or something like that.
Yep. That's
grow really fast.
That's a big part. Like a lot of that. And that's why it's funny, because I'm not going to name the names. Whenever I was trying to grow, I reached out to a few YouTubers that I would hope to collaborate. They completely ignored me. And like, I'm like, really? Like, what ass bags? There's the market is so big. The YouTube, Kevin Talbot has 2 million subscribers. Like, so big. Like, there's plenty of people to go around. Yeah. But yeah, if you start a YouTube channel, like, find me at the track. I'll collaborate with you. So long I have time. But yeah, if you can find someone to collaborate with to get kind of some exposure to your channel, that helps a lot for sure.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm not interested in doing that, but I'm just curious how it all works. But I know a lot of people probably have thought about that.
He just wants to go cut some grass, Randy.
Yeah, I just want to go to Vegas right now.
Me too.
No, so when I go to Vegas, I was gonna run 2 classes and run every day. I'm only running 1 class, so that way I can have 2 extra days to party,
bro.
I'm only bringing my truggy. I'm only truggy, and that's it.
You can run 2 classes, dude. Mark, you can still run 2 40+ e-buggy and e-buggy intermediate or something, and you run.
I'm not 40+, dude. I'm not old like you. Remember?
You look it. All right, so you're good. Just sign up. Nobody cares. Lie. Nobody cares. They're not going to ID you. It's Joey. That $100 is $100, bro.
You know what? What's messed up is I bet you Joey would let it slide.
He would 100%, dude.
Oh shit! That is funny.
He wouldn't care.
Randy, make sure you come see me at Silver State, dude. We'll have a beer.
Oh, for sure.
It's good talking to you, Randy.
Are you going, Brent?
No, I will be in Fort Lauderdale. I had it was a win-win for me. I was either going to Vegas or Fort Lauderdale, and my daughter made regionals, so I'm going to Fort Lauderdale. I'm going to miss Vegas, but the good news is this should be the last year I miss it because of regionals, because she moves up in division next year, and their regionals is not that same weekend. So as long as Joey keeps it on that same weekend, I should be good next year.
Well, we'll definitely FaceTime you on Saturday night when we're out there.
Fuck. I don't even know if you should.
Hey, I'm not breaking the law by drinking out there, so we can get smashed.
Breaking the law.
We got some big plans for Saturday night. It's gonna be a fun night.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
But,
I like it.
I'll when I'm there, enjoy the podcast. I'm always listening to it. Keeps me busy. But like what you're doing.
Thanks, Randy. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Randy.
Hey, Lucas, what do you mean elaborate for you? What did I say that needs elaborating? Let's see here. We'll do one more. Well, maybe one more call, maybe 2. Who'll see?
No, man, I'm having fun. How many people we got on? That's how we decide whether we're cutting this.
100, bro. We're still over 100.
Heck yeah. See, that's what I'm saying, dude. We're over 100. We gotta keep going.
All right, we're going, bro. If they're watching, we're spitting.
Do what you do. I feel bad for your producer back there. He's like,
And he's loving life, bro. Look, listen. When we walked in, so we got here about 8 o'clock because we wanted to test the phone. We wanted to make sure everything we worked on this week was working. And Robert geeks out on this stuff. He's got his own stuff going on. He does gaming, and he's got his own channel that he does stuff. And so one of the first things he said to me, which was really good news, was, "I'm really nervous about tonight." And I was really happy that he was nervous, because it's kind of like going into that race. Like, we're a team, and we're in the A main, and we're starting on front row. We're like, we got a chance to win this shit. And you get nervous. And I felt really good that somebody that has all the experience he has in this space, and he was nervous that he didn't want to screw up tonight. So Robert's all in, man. He's
That's
all
good.
in.
That's good that you're nervous.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Robert, who we got, bud?
All right. Oh.
Oh.
Hold on, we got Jeremiah from
Georgia.
From Georgia. Jeremiah, you're on wheel and trigger.
Beep.
Jeremiah.
Hey.
What's going on?
What's up? Mark, Brent, how you guys doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing great. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So, you guys were just talking a little bit ago about bringing new folks into the hobby, right?
Yep.
So I brought in a couple of friends of mine into our great little world, and watching the live feed last night. They were watching the live feeds last night with me for the first time, and my buddy won that servo.
Oh, nice.
What, did you give away a Nitro Pro servo?
I gave a servo away on my live feed last night. Yeah.
A Nitro Pro?
No, it was I don't.
The Eco.
Eco Power. It's an A main servo. Sorry, bud.
No, I don't care about that. I mean, I care about my boy Drew, who, if I told you what it was going to take for him to sponsor this show,
he wouldn't even let you finish. Right? He'd be like, "I'm in."
No. There was. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jeremiah, but there was some.
It's all good.
There was some prerequisites I had to meet to get this money from him to sponsor our episodes, and I'm kind of on the fence of whether or not, I can go down that road. So I want to give away Nitro Pro stuff, and those are the last 2 times I'm going to say his name on here without getting paid for it. But Drew, come up with a better catchphrase, and maybe, just maybe, you can get a little bit of airtime on here.
I love Drew, man. He's awesome.
All right, sorry about that, Jeremiah. Let's hear how you got people into it.
It's all good. So, well, I actually, speaking of Drew, I actually just bought a servo from him yesterday.
Good,
great servos.
Just don't say the name.
We're
not promoting
putting
that
it in
now.
my EB 48.4.
Nice,
awesome.
So I met my friends kind of like in a weird roundabout way, but that's not the point. I told them about my love for this amazing thing that we do, and coming over to their house the first time, I actually brought my backslash.
Nice,
sweet.
And they're like, what do you do with this? And I'm like, well, I race it. And they're like, huh? And like, we got to go to a race. And so took them to Loganville RC Complex here in Loganville, Georgia. That's my home track.
Nice.
And immediately, my buddy Anthony and his wife Megan, their eyes just popped out of their skulls.
Awesome.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's the way to do it.
They're like, immediately they were hooked. I've shown them all my cars, all your videos, Mark. Yours too, Brent. I love your stuff too. And now we're roommates now.
Oh wow!
Dang.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a great story.
Yeah. So and I've got all my stuff out now. I've got all my cars on display, and they love looking at them and like learning from me, stuff that you guys have taught me through your videos. I'm just spreading it, the knowledge out just like you guys are, and it feels really awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome because what people don't realize is everyone needs something to kind of get their avenue, like their release from, right? And I think it's important that especially men have hobbies, because they'll go crazy. Like we just have so much going on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If you're a father, a
Oh, for
husband,
sure.
paying bills, things like that. Like to have that avenue is so important. And it's especially when you said that even his wife was into it also. Like the fact that
Oh yeah,
she supports it is, man, that's
hmm
it's awesome, dude. It really does a lot. And it's not just about driving RC cars. It's about really making a better lifestyle by having something to be able to have interest in and have a hobby.
Yeah.
yeah, and to do things in a healthy manner.
Right.
I could, like, for me, like, RC brought me out of a very dark place, to be completely, Front Street. I
Yeah.
was in some type of way, and your videos, Mark, my first video of yours watching was about slash racing,
Nice.
and I immediately got on the internet and bought a used one with some extra stuff, and I went to town on it. And I've been going, down this awesome path for almost 4 years now. And
That's
it's
awesome.
to be able to pass my joy on to other people, especially those, that are very close to me, that are my friends,
That's
Yeah.
great, man. I mean, that's the epitome of what the community is about, is spreading the
Mhm.
love, enjoying it with other people that have common interest, and not being, I don't want to say, I guess for lack of better terminology, not being selfish, by being very unselfish in giving. This is the only motorsport I've been racing since I was 4 years old in some form or another.
Nice.
Motorcycles, cars, four-wheelers, go-karts, whatever. And this is the only form of racing that you can literally walk up to somebody and they're going to say, yeah, man, I've got this piston, this shock oil, I'm running this,
Yeah.
whatever. And
Yeah.
it's so refreshing to be around like-minded people who are willing to help you because they want you to enjoy this hobby. And
They want
that's
you to
so
participate.
important. Yeah, it's so important that we have that. And for people like yourself with good success stories, that feel good stories like that, it makes me feel good because people like Mark, and I know myself, and Lucas, who works for me, and like and these are the only three I'm saying, but there's hundreds, maybe thousands of these people in this country. Our goal
Mhm.
is to make people happy. Our goal is to help people enjoy themselves, while trying to pay the bills and make a living. It's a little more stressful
course.
for us, but that's our goal. That's our passion. And this isn't an industry where you can just do it and,
Keep it to yourself.
well, yeah, but it's not an industry you can just do. You just make a crap ton of money and nothing else matters. It's a very hard
Mhm.
industry to scratch into and make money. So that side of the stress level, and then trying to get more people into it, and being there and being accessible to everybody. It's very hard, but stories like yours, what you just said, is one of the biggest reasons we do this.
It's a reason
So
why I do what I do.
absolutely.
So, and like you Jeremiah are the reason why. Like that's how I know that basically I forget all the haters, all that BS crap whenever I hear stories
Yeah.
like that. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
man, that's awesome. You mentioned Jeremiah about their like the thing, like before, like even before I got an RC, I was playing pool, gambling. I mean, I was playing
Mhm.
poker all the time. I was drinking a lot. Like there's so many worse things to do out there, and
Mhm.
the hobby's not super cheap, but my God, it's
No.
so much healthier.
It's so much darn fun, though.
Yeah, it's a lot, and the relationships. I mean, just think about like I would have never met Brent without the hobby. So many people in so many different
Mhm.
industries I've met and I've been able to network with, and all through this hobby that is fun and healthy. So yeah, man, I totally get it. That's awesome that you shared it with your friend. And I'm glad your friend won that servo last night. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was his first time watching a live. Actually, both he and his wife were in my, hanging out in my space, and I'm like, we gotta watch Mark's live, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's do it. And right there at the end, like my name popped up, and then his name popped up, and like all three of us jumped off the couch, dude. It was so funny.
Dude, that is so. I'm glad. I had more stuff to give away that night. But man, that last night it went late pretty quick.
It went late really fast, yeah. And and like, well, unbeknownst to my roomies, they're gonna see it after watching this, but they're gonna know anyway. But like, I got them a transponder, a second set of tires to go racing with, and I just like I want to fuel their passion as much as they feel mine for teaching, and and even they even like my videos that I do.
Yeah, awesome.
So
yeah, just make sure they're out there having fun. Tell them not to worry too much about winning.
Oh,
just
of course,
go do some laps and have fun.
No. Like the last 3 times I've gone racing, I've broke, and it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, it did not matter one bit. Like I was hanging out with my friends. I got to meet a couple of people that I only knew through a couple of Facebook groups. And even Cade Williams, Roach RC, the guy that interviewed you last year at Wicked Weekend, he was there.
Oh,
and
awesome.
He was
on live feed too.
He was spreading the love too.
Yep.
Huh?
Yeah, he's on our feed.
Yeah, I think yeah, that's awesome, dude. And to be perfectly honest, I mean, I get mad when I break. People who know me, like I'll be, my thing is I'll cuss up a storm and get all pissed off on stand. I'm never directing it towards anybody, but as soon as I get off, it's over.
No.
Hey,
yeah.
People are people. We're human.
Jeremiah, thanks for the call, brother. It's
Jeremiah, thanks, bud. Good talking to you, buddy.
It's a pleasure, man, and thank you
too,
for watching and listening and supporting the hobby the way you do, man. It's a great thing. We appreciate it.
It's my
thanks.
Sorry to cut you off there.
Hey, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to Wheel and Trigger.
Yeah,
I need Brent to know that the MSM Nation is strong.
I wanted to say something back, but I'm like, oh, I don't want to get outdid. You done did it. Beach Nation in the house.
I'm out already.
Oh no.
Yeah. So
oh, you want me to pass some Jim Beam through it?
No.
So are you done?
No, man, I'm good. What else we got? Are we taking more calls?
We got time for one more. We want to try to bring Lucas back on. Does he have a serious question? Robert?
I have no clue if Lucas is a serious question, but if Lucas wants to call in, we can probably get him in.
Lucas, we're going to give you one more opportunity.
I had fun, by the way, and I think Brent will agree that this isn't my last time to be on this thing. Hopefully I'll be live in the studio eventually. That's
100% going to happen, and I wanted it to happen before this, to be honest, but this was a perfect opportunity based on things that were going on in the RC industry and the fact that we couldn't be in the studio together. And you are, well-versed in the live side of things. I got a Leaning Tower of Pisa Coors cans here.
That's what I'm saying.
But, I definitely want to have you in here on a different level. Like we've talked a lot about RC, and in the actual podcast in studio is more inside the life of Mark Santamaria. So that's going to happen for anybody that's, that is a watcher, that is a fan of the actual Wheel and Trigger podcast side of things. Mike Fuller, man, I love Mike Fuller and the Fuller boys, man. Mike, your kids are so damn fast. They're fast.
Mason and
yeah, but what do you think about spec tire for sportsman classes at big national level races and limited sets to help keep costs down? I 100% love that, and I think that we could see a movement like that very soon, and I hope it's with my tires. So,
just sportsman though, or is it everything?
No, I think Sportsman is a really good way of doing it because really if you went to PMB and everybody had to run, let's just say J Concept Green Reflex, we know it's a good tire. We know it works there. And they can only buy 3 sets. I know that I use 1 set for 3 mains or for 3 runs. So I know it can happen. It keeps their costs down. They're not searching for tires. They don't have to fight anybody. But here's the biggest problem. And Mike, you probably understand this. You've been around long enough. The biggest problem is policing it. We can police ourselves, but nobody wants to call out a peer or someone they're racing against. There's very few people that have that gusto that's going to be like, hey, man, you're fucking wrong. You're cheating. But will somebody like Race Time or Joey or Roar or whatever police it? And that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a policing. It's going to take people willing to take the time to do it. When you have 80, let's just say out of 800 entries, 300 of them are sportsmen. That's 300 people, 300 entries. Somebody has to look at tires. So I hope it happens, and I think it's a great idea, but I'm not sure when or how it will happen.
I think Mike brought up a good point too. If he's talking about I think it should just be sportsman classes too.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think that like when I hear about the AKA race, I'm not as motivated to go hit up the AKA race because I'm gonna get 3 sets of tires, and what am I gonna do with them after that? And this was before obviously I was doing what I was doing. I was really hardcore into racing. But I think that sportsman, I think it's a great idea. And I personally think that a car or a tire company should sponsor that, where it's not a cost to the sportsman drivers.
That's a lot though.
It is a lot.
Depending on what they're going to spend in the sponsorship or marketing for that event, then yes, I think it's a great idea and it would help a lot. We do something similar for Masters of Dirt for 17.5 and 13.5 buggy. For all the years I've done it, they've been spec tires for those stock classes, and we monitor it. We have tech and whatnot, and I pay someone to be there to look at that stuff all day, every day that we're having those races. But that's 350, less than 400 entries. So to do it at the level of 700-800 plus entries, it's tough, And
that's how many sportsmen? 200?
Well, like I said, sportsman's going to make up 25 to 30% of any race.
And you don't even really have to get it from that tire company. I mean, I think any company that's interested in growing the hobby, MSM would sponsor a piece of it. I'll put myself out there. Anyone that's wanting to, because all those guys are going to quickly grow out of sportsmen.
Yeah, and that's the goal, right?
And it's just going to grow the hobby.
So going back to what you said about RCGP and like how I was forward thinking, it's a great idea, it could help the hobby grow or whatever. And I was big part of that. I supported the concept. I was very much into it, very invested. And but the RC2 class, not the RC1 or the RCGP class, which was the pros, they had to run a spec tire at all the races. And as long as the right tire's chosen, it's good. But even if the wrong tire is chosen, everybody has to race it. So everyone's fighting the same issues. But I like spec tire racing, and Mike, I think that we need more of it. And I think you're going to see more of it in the near future for sure.
I ran one spec tire race in my life, and it was a Proline spec tire race. Needless to say.
That's good. I mean, another good brand. We got someone waiting or no?
You ready for Lucas?
Oh boy. Here we go.
Here we go.
Lucas, you're live on Wheel and Trigger.
Let's go. All right, I'm putting pause on because I'm 5 minutes behind. You guys, you recording this thing? Let's go.
You have a question, or are we going to talk about Armas?
Well, I'm waiting for some response. All right, here we go.
Yeah, let's go.
First off, all right, let me just say that this podcast has been fantastic. I was kind of skeptical because we're supposed to be in person. You should have flown him in, but honestly,
calm down, bro. All this hostility.
The best podcast I've seen so far.
Hostility, hey, bro. This hostility that you're bringing, it better stay out of the workplace. That's all I gotta say.
Lucas, does it quality wise?
All right, now for some negativity. Brent, You're not looking as good as I said you were earlier. You need to work on your lighting, sir. Mark Maria, you look like an angel. Brent, you look like a fucking devil.
An angel, I like it.
What the?
Yeah, all right, here we go. All right, Mark Maria. Hey, stop that. Brent, I noticed that you fixed the curvature of your Coors Light penis. It is now straight, but it was early curved. All right, Mark Maria, for real, seriously, here we go. Stock / series class. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh man, seriously? Okay, so I have a series race that you can only run a stock slash. And the way that it worked is I had it like an S1 class, kind of like F1 where there were teams. But it was great. We had 100 people. There were several races where we had close to 100 people, 100 entries, but what you got to understand is 100 entries with one car. That was 100 people there.
Unbelievable.
So, yeah, it was
Can
great.
you stop commenting as Paco Topeta, please, Lucas?
All right. Sorry.
I know
You
that you're
blocked me
doing two.
earlier, so
Yeah,
I
you're doing
had
two
to
phones at once. You're really now that we figured you out, dude. You've really blown your cover.
How many does Lucas have to be in to be this drunk?
Dude, he doesn't know how to party. This is only 2 beers, bro.
Currently, I am doing what is that?
You can't count that high.
I'm off
3.
Anheuser-Busch. All right. No, wait. I'm in 5. Brent, you're only at 4.
You're right.
All right.
You can count. You're not drunk.
Like, what inspired Mark Maria to do this stock slash thing? And how can we spread this through the country?
Yeah, why don't we make it a national class?
I think it should be a national thing. I even
Why
put
don't
the
you
rules
start
out
it?
there.
You got. Let's do it.
And I did it to basically be able to let that way anyone that comes in your shop, you have them, Brent, at your place.
Yeah.
Anyone who comes in the shop, if you want to race, get a spec slash. They're $200 plus that transponder is a problem.
Yeah.
To me.
So
we're
going to hire Mark Santa Maria to fly in and hand count all the stock slashes.
Let me host
Here's
a spec slash race there.
Stock
I'll do
slash class. As a hobby shop, you do not want to tell people to keep their stock slash stock. It doesn't make sense.
No, you're 100% right. It's hard, but then that's why you gotta have a mod class. But unfortunately, that's what I do. It was to grow the hobby.
Class.
Next thing you know, we're gonna have a 40+ stock slash class.
Dude, hey,
I'm in.
Hey, you're joking? There's a track, Shaw's RC. I think I'm pretty sure they had a sportsman spec slash and an expert spec slash. I know they have sportsman short course and expert short course. That's for sure. So I think you'll get that point.
Hey,
good podcast was fantastic. And if I wasn't in it, it would be 70% less.
You need to get some rest. You got to work in the morning.
All right.
That's where you guys are at. Love you, Lucas. You're awesome, dude.
Good night, sweetheart.
All right, guys.
Oh, well, dude, it has been 2 hours. Can you believe it?
I know. I had fun, man. I appreciate it.
I did too.
Conroe, Texas.
Oh, shit. It's still going off. We got a phone call. Let's do one more. Last one.
6635.
Last one. Whoever that is. You're the last one.
You've been calling all night. You're on Wheel and Trigger.
Oh, shit. We went straight into it. We don't even know their name, dude. Who is this?
Hold on. You didn't get transferred through.
Who this be?
All right, let's try this again. Who is this?
Hey, this is Broadway here. I've been looking at Brent's. It looks like you got some touch of gray in your beard all night, Mark. I don't know how you fit your head down in that camera altogether, but we need some fireball shots here going on. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with.
You're delayed. You can't watch. Where'd Brent go?
Brent's getting fireball.
Yeah,
for sure.
I've been trying to get this national tour together all week, man. We got RC Pro. Let's combine it with Roar. Let's get dirt and race time all together. Let's do a national tour, 15 races. We can combine it and shadow the NHRA and NASCAR and follow them around all year round on the whole nationwide circuit. Combine that national tour and get it all there. It's going to be great.
I got a real response to that. Who champions that? That's the problem. Is who's gonna
hold on.
That?
Stop talking, Mark. Hold on. Who are we talking to?
We're talking to Broadway.
Who's Broadway?
He's not gonna tell us his real name.
I'm not taking this shot till I know who I'm taking the shot for.
I'll let Broadway determine whether he reveals himself. I know
Broadway?
who Broadway is.
Broadway is world famous. Okay, look, I don't take demands from anybody. But if you want to take a shot at my name, I've been to my RTL biatch here in the past. Myrtle Beach. I couldn't find your hobby shop though. I was walking all up and down the beach. I just found a couple of shops and some boardwalks, but that's about it. But man, I love me some RC racing, and we need that national tour together. I mean, we could hang out with John Forrest and Courtney Forrest with the Traxxas gang. That'd be great.
Hey, Broadway. I know who Broadway is, and Broadway is he serves for us, Brent, and I know you're all about supporting the military. So good.
Thank you for your service, and thank you for participating and hanging out with us tonight.
I love you.
But back to the actual question. No, someone has to champion that. It's probably not going to be Roar, and everyone else is just trying to make a living. So,
look, it's all about money, but we got to kick the 90-year-olds out of Roar and get some young meat in there. I heard there's a new regional direction on the East Coast that could probably help it out a little bit.
Actually, so we just got a new president, Clayton Young. He's making some big moves in Roar. They've gotten rid of one of the biggest problems in all of Roar, which was Jeff Parker. And I think if anybody that's watching this knows anything about me and my stance, I have been very, very hard on Roar for many years. And right now, I feel a good swing, a swing in the favor of what we're all asking for. So I think at this very point where we're at today, we need to give them a chance. We all need to rally behind them because they're trying to make some changes. They're making some differences.
Wow.
And I think we're going to see some good stuff come out of that organization over the next year or two.
I thought you were going to go a complete opposite direction with that, Brent.
Well, no,
that yeah.
You got to understand.
Sounds good. I trust you, man. I appreciate your input. Yeah, absolutely.
You just got to understand. I've been very hard on them. I'm very, very vocal about where they've been in the past few years, and I personally will tell you that we've become a Roar track. I haven't been a Roar track in 8 years, and I'm a Roar member because I go to Nats. But now I'm going to stay a Roar member regardless. And as long as they're doing what they're doing right now, if they keep showing progress and keep showing us that they're going to work to make it better, then I'm going to support it. And I've said that all along. But over the last 8 years that I've really paid attention, they have done nothing to support this hobby, nothing to help the hobby. And it's been a shit show going downhill. But I believe that turn is coming. And until they prove me wrong, I'm going to support them.
Roar could do it.
I'm with you, brother. Let's get her done.
Bitching.
Broadway, you're the man.
Appreciate you listening. Appreciate you for calling in. Hey,
I like that guy. He's cool.
Man, this couldn't have gone any better. So this was our first live show, Mark, that you're on, and I want to. Keenan's still on. I love you, Keenan. I appreciate you being on. I appreciate you sharing your channels and your viewership with us. You know, we're just a getting started type podcast and channel, and I've had a lot of fun. You've obviously, you know, you're unparalleled really in this country when it comes to the YouTube side of things in our industry. So I'm really happy. You know, we didn't even talk about RC Box Club, which is not a bad thing because we've gone over so much, you know what I mean? And business hasn't been one of them. So we don't even need to really touch on it. All we need to do is, you know, just be happy. I'm stoked. I'm stoked about all the people that have tuned in. Stoked about the response we're getting. I'm not stoked about the hangover Lucas is going to have tomorrow.
What about the hangover you're going to have, dude? You're 4 in, a shot of Fireball.
Bro, talk about you. Like, you don't even drink, dude. Like, are you going to make 4? Are you going to make our meeting?
We don't have, we have a meeting tomorrow.
Gotcha.
No, look at my face, dude. It's red. My eyes are red. That's how you know. I end up looking like a panda.
Melissa's gonna have fun tonight.
What's the
Love you,
problem,
Melissa?
Like, don't come in here.
Yeah, exactly. My wife's gonna be like, "Get away from me, you stink."
Man, I had fun though. Seriously, it's really fun to be on the other side. Obviously, most of the time when I'm on a podcast, I'm the one kind of driving the thing. And what a lot of people don't understand is the amount of work that goes into doing a broadcast like this. I know it looks like we kind of just called each other and threw it together, but we've been talking about this all week, like setting up for it, doing test shows. There's just so much that goes into doing a podcast. Brent, you're doing an excellent job, just like you did with RC Box Club. And yeah, dude, hats off to you guys. It's so much work that I stopped doing it on the tone. I have some other guys that do it now, which they're super funny, so go check them out. But yeah, it's a lot of hard work, and I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for having me on for sure.
We obviously didn't discuss wardrobe, so we fucking missed it. We missed that part.
You know what? I thought about it too. I thought about saying, "Hey, dude, wear an MSM shirt. I'll wear a BHRC shirt. It'll be funny." But then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna freestyle it, and then I'm gonna wear a BHRC shirt anyways because I had the shoes and the hat to match. So
I should have known. I should have done something different. That's all me. Yeah, but thank you once again for coming on. Thank you for for joining our partnership with RC Box Club has been nothing short of amazing. Anybody that doesn't know about that's a RC box mystery box that we send out every month. Man, it's over the last year we've gotten to know each other pretty good. Plus, we've known each other for a while, but
yeah,
this last year has been pretty good. And I really appreciate you, including me into what you wanted to do with this and jump starting our live show. So
yeah, absolutely. I hope it does well. I think the once a month thing is a great idea, but I definitely want to come in again. And
it's happening.
I don't like if I'll be happy to be on the show again in the future if something comes up. But yeah, man, I had a blast. RC Box Club, rcboxclub.com. Go check it out. Someone asked who approached who on that. I approached Brent because I was so blown away on how well it was put together. And I wanted to buy the whole thing. And Brent was like, no, I like it a lot.
Do you want to tell that? Do you want to tell that story now or save it?
Yeah, let's tell. I mean, that's pretty much it.
I want me to tell it if you want to tell it.
Why did I tell it? Then you tell me where I got it wrong.
Okay.
Because I am red. My eyes are red. Yeah. So I basically called Brent and said, hey, dude, I want to buy RC Box Club. I think it's freaking awesome. I think you did an excellent job. Whenever I first got it, because you sent me a box and I was like, God dang it, this is such a great idea. I've actually wanted to do it for a while. It just takes a lot of work to do it, obviously. And Brent, he loved the idea too. It was just overwhelming. And I was like, I mean, how bad could it be now that we are in it? It's a lot of work. I don't know how you did it by yourself, first off. I mean, it's an insane amount of work. But yeah, I think there's not very many people that share the same passion I do about the hobby. Like for me and Brent, again, I have a day job. This isn't my main gig. But Brent does the same thing when it comes to making decisions. We make decisions to make bigger impacts in the hobby. And none of our decisions are ever like money related. if you've seen the first few boxes, you probably already understand that. Like our first few boxes are way too expensive, but I'm like, dude, who cares? It's gonna be awesome. But we share the same passion, so it was a perfect partnership. And I personally don't go into partnerships at all. I've had a lot of businesses fail because of partnerships, but I think this is the best one I've had so far, and I'm really, really excited. It's been great, man.
So just to elaborate on everything that you said was correct, but you called me the week of my first fall brawl where I bought the Badlands. And for anyone that doesn't know, the Badlands is the local outdoor track that I took over this year or last year and so it was my first fall brawl and it's their biggest race of the year. So I'm like getting equipment, I'm fucking travel, like I'm all over the place. And Mark calls me, he's like, hey bro, you got a minute? I'm like, yeah, I'm driving. I just picked up a piece of equipment to take to the track because we got rain like 2 days before we're supposed to go. It's a mess. And I was like, yeah, what's up, man? And you're like, so, the RC Box Club thing, what are you doing with it? And I'm like, it's kind of parked right now, just can't deal. He's like, you ever thought about selling it? I think that's how it went.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
Well,
And I was like, can I call you back? And so I called Mark back like later that day or the next day, I can't remember. And I was like, listen, let's talk about this when I get done with the brawl. So we get done with the brawl and I call him up and I'm like, Mark, I'm really stoked you're interested. However, this was my baby. This was a concept that I thought of. Robert was in this office when I was talking about it. I was like, I've got a concept. I want to do it. And him and the guy that does all my programming and stuff, they were here and we discussed it. I was like, this is my baby. And I don't want to just give it up. So here's what I'll offer you. And I offered you guys, you and your wife, the deal. And I didn't want the money. Obviously it wasn't about money because it wasn't, right. It was about seeing my goal, my dream, or not my dream, my vision. I wanted to see my vision flourish. I wanted to see it work. And I thought to myself, there's no better person, you as a personality. And I knew your wife was passionate about it too, after talking about it with you guys. I was like, let's just partner. And the one thing that sticks to my mind was like, we talked about it. You said yes, but the very best part of this whole story was you guys thought instantly it was just going to be a cakewalk.
Oh man, we were so wrong.
And the vindication was when one of the first meetings we had was like, dude, how did you do it? I mean, it was literally like, thank God someone can see the amount of work it takes to actually put on a mystery box for hundreds of people to get it every month and to see what, the vision was. And it felt great because it was a lot of work, and that's why I had to park it. The vendors it was tough to deal with everything. I was literally doing 95% of everything myself. And having you and Melissa on board as partners that work and take care of the stuff that I couldn't take care of, I think we're working like magic. I think that we work really good together. And I think in the very near future, we're going to see RC Box Club go to a whole nother level that most people only could wish that they were part of. And it's only because of the hard work that you guys are putting in, the vision that I had to start with. And so I couldn't be more happy, more proud to be partnered with you and your wife and the MSM Nation and all my people. It's a great partnership, and I see it going places.
I think it's so funny because there were times when you would tell me, yeah, it's probably, that's not how it works. And I'm like, no, we'll just roll with it. And like, oh, damn it, Brent, you were you were right.
There's been a few of those moments.
I knew like anything good is going to be difficult. Needless to say, it was a rocky start, but we're getting through it. And like, even today, I shot the video of like showing the second box that we released. And I truly think like we're doing it because we really like it. Like, I looked at the value of the box. The value of the box is over $100. I'm like,
right.
Wait, did we do the math on that one? We're just giving stuff away for super freaking cheap. But
hey, the cost of gaining customers, going back to that Traxxas deal we were talking about, is expensive, people. You don't understand. You don't understand what it takes.
The box that went out in April, I think it was like the value of the box was like over $100. The box isn't $100, it's $50. So it's like we're giving away a whole bunch of really, really cool stuff. And it's stuff that I really like. It's stuff that I would be excited about and Brent would be excited about. And I think that our passion towards the hobby, it really shows in every box that's released. And you really want to be a part of it. I even get excited. I know what it is. Basically my RC box comes when the actual stuff comes, but I get so excited when the stuff comes. Like, I'm like, I use it all the time. You'll see it at track. If you ever want to see what it's like, you might even see some cutting edge stuff. Go check out my pits when I'm at races, and I'll probably have some exclusive RC box stuff that hadn't released yet, because I love the stuff that we get.
You've got a very large international pallet that's going to arrive next week. So a little bit of an insight for people for the boxes to come.
So much so that Melissa does not want it in the house. That's how large it is.
Yeah, like we were in the discussion of having to rent a warehouse because of how much stuff we've got coming in. But yeah, there's some pretty cool boxes coming up. I know that the last box was an MSM inspired box, came with, I believe, thumb wheels. It came with, we gave out an extra gift because of all the issues we had with the credit card processing. But you know, this, obviously it's a business and you have to make money, but it also, once again, it's a business of passion. We do it because we like to see the everything that we're putting in these boxes has something to do with growth in being part of a community and growing your RC knowledge, your RC toolbox, not just tools, but when I say toolbox, like it could be everything, wire, nuts, screws, you know.
Dude, don't spoil it.
Shit. But yeah, it's been
stuff,
awesome
for sure.
It's been awesome. So I really appreciate you guys for that. And why don't, because I know that we're kind of like cross-contaminating our channels and our pages. Why don't you tell everybody what your Patreon and your channels are?
Yeah, so Mark Santa Maria is my YouTube channel. If you guys don't know, I'm sure a lot of the guys, at least the ones that are commenting, probably came from my channel. But Mark Santa Maria is my YouTube channel, and every single one of my videos, I have a link to all my websites and Patreon, things like that. I basically focus on, it's not just racing. I'm a racer, so I do racing content, but I focus on a lot of the bashing stuff, just everyday RC stuff. I have over 300 RC cars. I know it sounds like and I don't have a hobby shop. It's just because I love RC cars and I drive them and play with them all the time. So go check out the channel if you're into that kind of stuff. And yeah, if you're a racer and you know, there's some racers that really do like bashing. I feel like they just don't want to admit it. Go check it out.
Absolutely.
So
I think that's important. And for the people that don't know too much about me or Wheel and Trigger, we're a podcast that's about the industry. We're all about showing the other sides of people that you might not ever know. Obviously, we're beachrc.com as well. Give us a like and a subscribe on the Wheel and Trigger YouTube page. Also, we've got our Patreon, which is posted in the comments along with Mark's page, our page. Yeah, we just our goal, different from Mark's, maybe not so different. Like we don't intend to make money off of ours. All of our proceeds go to flying guest in, because our podcast, 3 out of 4 is going to be in studio. Oh shit. They don't remember us. I don't know what that was. But we're all about bringing people in studio. Our podcast is unique in the sense that we have a more in studio feel. And if you go and check out any of our past videos, you'll see that. So all the money that comes in from our Patreon or anything like that goes towards actually flying people in and stuff like that. It's not a for-profit page. Money's great, but it's just to get people in. That being said, you know, I love what I do. I love working with people like Mark. Love having people on here that get to see a different side of people. So I really appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. Really appreciate you, Mark.
No problem, man. Thank you.
Appreciate all our callers. That's something that's going to be fun for the future. We plan on doing like one live show a month. We don't really have a schedule for it, but that might become different now that we've got this first one underneath our belts. And you know, so pay attention to our channel. We should be having some stuff put on there real soon.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, MSM Nation. Thanks everyone who joined, man. You guys are freaking awesome. We'll see you guys soon.
Absolutely. Peace. We out.